And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the Unrise Me Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas. I'm joined all the way from somewhere in America. I've completely forgot. Yumon Eaton!
Hey, what's up, guys?
I'm really well, mate. Sorry, completely forgot. I always do that. I completely forgot where you're from. Where are you from, mate?
I am from the States, for those of you who don't know, and South Florida.
South Florida. All right, okay. EST.
Yes, sir.
EST. Right, now, first of all, before we start, mate, I want to thank you, mate, because when I was in hospital, you sent me a lot of messages, and I want to thank you personally, because it really, that was a scary time for me, and I really do appreciate it, mate.
Man, no thanks necessary. I genuinely cared, you know. I have gone through, scares myself, as you and I spoke about the last time I was on here, but obviously nothing like that, man. And, I just wanted to make sure you're okay. You've become a friend to me in this industry, and you were very, very, very good to me. You helped put me out there when I was first coming up, making my pro debut. You highlighted me, and, you were nothing but gracious and generous to me. So, the absolute least I could do, was just check on you, man. So it's really, really good to hear your voice, to see you again, and see you in front of me, man. I am so glad and so thankful that you made it out of that. Welcome back, brother.
I'm actually CGI. I'm AI. I'm not actually really here. They've created the perfect hosts, the most handsome host they could computer generate. So. No, but because you remember you messaged me, because obviously, I got messages from Ronnie, Milos, Jay Cutler, some of your voice notes, Derek Lunsford, Dan Solomon, and obviously all my friends and family and stuff, but even weeks and weeks later, you were still messaging me, checking up on me. And you remember one message you sent me, you said, "Hey, Joel, I'm sorry if I'm bugging you, but I just want to see how you're doing, man." And I really, it really does make a difference, mate, when you're staring at the bloody, the ceiling of a hospital, hospital bed and stuff. It's it means a lot, mate. So, it's like you said, you've been there, haven't you?
Yeah. I know what it's like. Like I said, nothing like what you went through, man. And that's some scary stuff. It really is. And like I said, the absolute least I could have done was check. And the only reason I said I didn't want to be a bother is because I know sometimes, we all have different personalities, and I know how I am. I'm the type of person I kind of like to just ride it out alone. Go in to my little dark corner, or whatever you want to call it, and just leave me alone, let me be. I'll deal with it, and I'll reappear once I'm good again. But that's why I said I don't want to be a bother, but I just wanted to let you know that you were on my mind, man.
Well, we're here to talk about you, mate. So obviously, when did we speak? Was it after Indy? Was it before?
It was before, I believe. Yeah, I was approaching my pro debut, and that's when we did the interview. So that was the last time.
Hang on, you pulled a real sneaky one, because I thought you were doing open, and then all of a sudden, when myself and Ron Harris did the preview, I was like, hang on, well, that's a mistake. Yumon's not 212. He's massive. He's like 240. He's doing open. So what happened? Tell us what happened there, mate. What happened there?
I thought you guys knew that. No, I was never open. I was always the 212 guy. I thought you guys knew that. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I was I'm pretty sure, because I remember thinking, that's a shock. I thought that has to be a mistake.
No, yeah, I was always 212, man. I won my pro card as a light heavyweight. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been one of those guys that I always tend to look a little bigger on stage than I guess I really am. It's, as you know, bodybuilding's an illusion. So, I have the small joints, small waist, small wrists, and it really, really does make a difference when you have those big, full, round muscle bellies. Yep. With the smaller bone structure. Everything just pops, and it gives the illusion that you're so much larger than you really are. But no, man, I'm a little guy.
Do you know what? You should take it as a compliment, because maybe what happened is I assumed, because I can usually tell the height and weight of most athletes. Maybe right. I just thought, okay, he's 5'9", 5'10", looks about 240, 245, maybe 250 tops. You know, and then, because like I said, you do carry a lot of size, especially in your back and your traps. My God.
Right. Yeah, everybody thinks it wasn't just you for sure. Most of the guys I speak to, most of them think I'm an open guy. That's another level though. Those guys, man, they're different. You would see the difference if I stood on stage next to one of those open guys. Then you'd say, oh yeah, he's a 212 guy. But I do think, you know, for my frame, I carry a decent amount of muscle, and I guess that's what confuses people because I am taller than average for that division. I'm 5'8".
Wow. Okay. There's very few of them.
Exactly. Most of the guys are like 5'5" or below. So that's where the confusion usually comes in.
I mean, pretty much it's 5'5" or under, like you say. I mean, you used to have. I think George Peterson and Zane Watson were 5'8", but they were really exceptions rather than the rule, you know. So now something's popped into my head, and given that you know, I assume that you were an open because of how you looked. You've seen now, obviously, the top two in the world now are X212s, Haney and Derek Lunsford. As a 212, what was your feelings seeing like two basically X212s, one the current 212 Olympia champion, doing so well at the Olympia?
You know, I really wasn't surprised about Derek because I don't really think Derek ever belonged in the 212. I think that Derek was kind of limiting himself, and it's pretty obvious in what he put together last year at the Olympia. I mean, that kid's a freak, man. He is unbelievable. But, you know, the amount of muscle he carries on that frame is unreal. So, you know, he's a smaller stature guy, but he doesn't give up any muscle. I mean, he stood toe to toe with everybody up there, and I'm not just talking about his beautiful shape. I mean, like muscularity wise, he stood with all those guys. They did not make him look small up there. So I wasn't really surprised. I believe it or not, I had Derek placing in the top 4. I didn't really, I wasn't sure. I guess depending on what the other guys look like, you know, being top 2, that's incredible. But I had him in the top 4. And then you're speaking of Shawn, right? Shawn Clarita.
Well, I was actually talking about Haney and Derek, but I was actually about to just ask you about Shawn Clarita now. You know, coming into the Arnold as one of the favorites, and I mean, does that blow your mind? Again, not really. Before I get to that, man, I totally forgot that Haney was a 212 guy. Yeah,
because he's been so dominant in the Open. Yeah. Completely forgot he was a 212 guy, man. Yeah. Jeez. Haney's really nothing. He's a freak. He's unbelievable. But Shawn Clarita, you know, here's the thing with him. Like, he looks like in stature wise, he's a small guy. You know, he doesn't have the bone structure of the other guys. He doesn't have the height. He doesn't have the width. But he reminds me kind of like an action figure. You know, all you know, small stature, but just, I mean, like every inch of him is covered in muscle. And the thing is, you know, when he did the Legion Sports Fest, what was that, last year or the year before? I don't remember. And he
2021,
that was no surprise to me because what Shawn brings to the Open is the condition that's lacked in that division for a while now. I mean, Shawn is peeled like head to toe, like nasty, sickening, disgusting condition. And you just don't see that a lot. Like Haney has that, you know, and he's Mr. Olympia.
Yep.
So you don't see that a lot in the Open. And then his shape and structure take him a long ways as well. And then the fact that, I mean, if he was the same height as these guys, he'd be right there with them size-wise. So it's not necessarily that he's giving up muscle because he's got a ton of muscle.
Yeah.
He's just small, like, you know, in stature, but he's not small muscularity wise.
Yeah.
So when he stands next to these guys, to me, he really pops, mainly because of the amount of muscle on his frame compared to the other guys, and his condition and shape. I mean, he's just incredible. He's an incredible bodybuilder, man. And I have nothing but respect for him, even though he's actually, it feels weird to say. I was going to say he's I compete against him now. Kind of weird to say that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
These are guys I've looked up to for so long, and now they've kind of become my peers. But yeah, he's incredible. He doesn't really have a lot of weaknesses, man. He's incredible.
We'll come to the Arnold in a little bit because I want to talk about that at the end. But obviously, you made your pro debut. You got third at the Indy Pro. You looked absolutely fantastic. Sorry, fourth. Okay.
Yeah.
Your condition was fantastic. You looked great. You've made your pro debut now. Now you're a pro. You're competing. What was that like as an experience for you?
Yeah, it was really stressful, you know, leading up to it, because it was my pro debut, and I did want to make I wanted to make some noise, you know. I wanted to let the guys in the other guys in this division know that, you know, I'm not just here to get my feet wet. I'm not here just to test the waters, dude. Like I came here to make some noise. Like I really wanted to make a statement. And I think I kind of did that. You know, ending up in fourth is obviously disappointing. But, you know, I talked to some friends of mine, Darren Charles, who ended up going on to win 18 pro shows. He was just like, come on, bro. It was like, let me tell you something. He said, it took me 5 years in IFBB before I ever placed top 5 in a show.
Wow. Yeah, I remember.
And so once he said that, I was kind of like, okay, you know, he said to get fourth in your pro debut, said people don't do that. It just doesn't happen. So, you know, Jose and I, we have really high standards, you know, for ourselves. And we really, for me, it's no point in stepping on stage if I don't believe I can win. And Jose feels the same way. So we don't compete for second or third. Like every show we do, we're going to win. So I kind of took that mindset into, because I was going to kind of wrap it up after that. And not because I was disappointed or anything. I just, you know, had some things I needed to take care of, some injuries that needed to heal. And, you know, I said, we'll put on some size and improve and get ready for next contest season. And then I was like, nah, man, I can't let my rookie season end like that. So that's why I decided to do the Legion Sports Fest, because I just couldn't let my year end that way. I said, I can't, you know, I gotta leave my rookie season with a W, man. I just have to, because I know I'm capable. I don't care how long it took other guys. You know, I know that I'm capable of winning pro shows right now. So, and I don't mean that, you know, I don't mean to sound arrogant or cocky or anything like that. I just know what I bring to the table, and I know these other guys.
So what did you, so for the Indy, what did you weigh in at?
212.
Oh, wow. Literally bang on 212.
Actually, no, that was Reno. At Reno, in Reno, it was, the scale literally said 212.0. In Indy, 211.9.
Wow. So there's basically, what you're saying is there's not a lot of room to grow in the 212.
Yeah, there's so look, when I landed in Indy, Reno. When I landed in Reno, the night before weigh-ins, I was 227.
What?
So yeah, so that just goes to
Derek's face. Derek's freaking out. He's like, "What?"
That was a miserable day and a half.
I can imagine it was.
Yeah, and I made weight the next afternoon at I think it was 4:00 at 212.0. So
wow,
there is a lot of room.
Something to say, Derek? Or? Sorry, something you want to say, Derek? Because you're amazing. I'm guessing, guessing people in Reno saw some guy wearing a bin bag, a trash bag, you know, jogging around or doing burpees in the sauna. That's what I'm guessing, isn't it?
Definitely.
Derek, anyone else? Cool.
How did you manage that?
It's the mic. Yeah.
How did you manage that?
Well, magic.
Well, I had no food.
Yeah, okay,
no,
yeah.
the entire day. It was about a day and a half. Zero food, zero water. Well, sipping water, like
Yeah.
I wasn't chugging. Obviously, I had to sip, but I should say no water. Very, very, very little water and no food, and some other things.
Yeah, vitamin C, vitamin C,
anyway.
dandelion.
Lots of cardio.
Yeah.
Sitting in the sauna just to flush all the fluids out, and we made it. So
Excellent.
Don't you? I mean, I can imagine, like, because the thing is, you've been dieting your body. I mean, I know what it's like when you're prepping and you like when it's 2:30 and your body's expecting food, you're literally starving, and and your blood sugar's maybe crashing off like 2 minutes after that. So to not have any food and the stress, I mean, I bet that didn't feel good.
It did not.
Yeah.
It was rough, man. It really was. It's just Indy was a struggle too, and it's kind of the thing. I made weight. I was a year and a half prior to that. I was 190. I was 198. I had to make weight at 198.
Shit.
I don't know how I ever did that, man. I don't know how that happened, but basically, kind of what we're talking about right now. Jose and I have discussed these things, and this is probably going to be my last year in the 12.
I was going to say, because thing is, even if did you not have the conversation with Jose that when you were like a day before 227, I mean, really the chances of you, whatever you need to do to make weight the next day, there's a good chance that even with doing all that, you might not have made weight. So did you maybe say, look, should we just err on the safe side here and jump in the open?
No, I mean, like, Jose is the type of guy, like, Jose, I love his attitude. And, Jose, like, he's so calm, he doesn't, how Jose is, man.
Yeah.
It rubs off on you. So, if I had one of those coaches that are like, oh my God, I don't know what we're going to do. Dude, you need to do this and do that. Then, that I'd be freaking out, but Jose, like, his calmness and how mellow he is and low key kind of it gives you that confidence. And basically Jose was just like, you'll be good. And that's literally.
So you're 15 pounds over, and he's been and he's still staying calm, saying no, you will make it.
But we did it.
Wow.
He's just like, because I'm getting to the point where I'm just kind of like, yo, man, like, what's gonna go? And Jose's just like, what are you wearing right now? I'm like, I'm down to 221. He's like, yeah, you'll be good. He's awesome, man. And he did that a lot for me during prep. Every time I would write him like, I don't think I'm gonna be in shape in time, or I'm holding water or this, and he just like, calm down. He goes, your head's messing with you. I see everything. You look great. Just relax. And he's really good at that. So,
I mean, yeah.
Therapist.
I find it very, very. It shows you he has a lot of confidence in his methods, and the fact that he can get you to make weight when you're 227 the day before, and he knows it. No, you will make weight. That's quite. I mean, Neil Curry was 15 pounds over in the classic, and he said it was like hell to make it on stage in Olympia as a classic. It was really tough.
Right.
So you're currently getting ready for something this year. Do you want to tell us about that?
Say that again.
Are you prepping now? You're prepping now, aren't you?
I'm not currently prep, but I will begin prep April 1st for the Puerto Rico Pro. That'll put me at like 12 weeks out. So all my preps are 12 weeks. So
right.
I believe don't quote me on that, but I believe April 1st puts me right around 12 weeks. So that's kind of where I said I would begin this prep. But the goal initially was the New York Pro. Yeah. And I do want to do that show, and I wish I was able to, but just it's not going to work out right now. So 3 weeks before Reno, I actually tore my patellar tendon.
Oof.
And, fractured my kneecap. So I didn't. It was a partial tear, obviously.
Yeah.
But I didn't really realize how severe the injury was. I just, all I knew was I was 3 weeks out from a show, and I said nothing's gonna, keep me from stepping on stage in Reno, because it was manageable. And I didn't realize at the time that I had torn my patellar tendon, obviously. So, went on to Reno, did that show, it worked out, went well. And I basically said to myself, I'll spend, because after my shows, I always take a long layoff. I usually take 12 to 15 weeks completely off training. Literally
off training?
Everything.
Wow, okay.
Completely, like anything bodybuilding.
Yeah.
It's an emotional break, mental, physical. It's just, after prep, it's necessary for me. So I just kind of take a hiatus away from the sport, and just allow my body to recover mentally, emotionally, and all of that. And I said that during this break, I'll let it recover, heal up, and I thought I'd be okay. Because doing what we do, especially at this level, there's always something going on. You never 100%. There's always something. Your knees bothering you, your hips bothering you, your shoulder, your back. There's always something going on. So I just kind of thought, it's another little thing. During my my layoff, I'll let it recover, do some therapy, and I did a ton of therapy and didn't train at all. And I came back to training, and it was worse. So I was like, okay, this isn't going away. So that's when I saw an ortho, got the MRI, and that was the diagnosis. But so I did a cortisone shot, and that helped out a lot. PRP, and went through some physical therapy, lots of ultrasound and other types of therapy, stuff like that. And it's feeling a lot better now, but I'm kind of still in that recovery phase. So I've just started training legs again 2 weeks ago. Actually, this morning was my third leg day back. So we're taking our time, and I will be ready by Puerto Rico to compete, successfully compete, do well, and look good, and be my absolute best. But I did not see that in the works for New York. And like I said, if I'm going to step on stage, it's not just to be there. Like every show we do, we're coming to win. So how does it feel when you're training? It's sensitive, but it's there. It lets me know it's there, and especially with certain movements, some things I to avoid, like leg extensions. Right now, can't do leg extensions. Something about the leg extensions, just no. Obviously, we know during leg extensions, the patellar tendon is under a tremendous amount of stress, but there are other exercises that I can do where the patellar tendon is under stress as well that don't bother it. So it's kind of one of those things where you do what your body allows. I listen to my body. I'm not being stupid. I'm training smart, not going heavy, focusing on blood flow, time and retention, and volume. Yeah. And continuing on with the therapy, and I'll be ready by Puerto Rico. I'll be good to go. Do you know what? I mean, most bodybuilders, let's face it, like you, Derek, as well, you've all, most bodybuilders, pretty much all of them have had, at some point or another, they've had a bit of a niggle or an injury or a serious or a non-serious injury. And sometimes those little aches and pains can actually force you to train differently, which actually makes you put more stress on the muscle. It can actually force you to train with stricter form, or find another way to get the job done. So sometimes it can actually, I find it can actually help. No, and I agree with that completely. It's funny you mentioned that, because I was kind of gonna go into that a little bit. So it's really interesting that you mentioned that. And I completely agree with that. It really, because I like you said, I've had to slow down the tempo. Yeah. Really focused on time and retention. We really maximizing contraction and blood flow. And this injury has forced me to train that way. And I really am noticing that I'm getting sore in places that I hadn't previously been sore, and deeper. Like, even though I'm not training as heavy, because of the emphasis placed on the contraction, I'm feeling like fibers deep down that I haven't felt in a while. Yeah. So I think this can end up being a positive, because like you said, when we do have these injuries, it forces you to think outside of the box and create more variation in your routine. So those are both things that can really aid in progress, progression of your training and hypertrophy. So I'm kind of excited because, like I said, I've been doing a lot of lunging, split squats, static lunges, stuff like that. These are things I haven't done in years. And man, like my glutes are on fire. My glute strings haven't felt this way in so long. And, one area that I'm criticized the most on is my glutes. So this is something that can help, with my glute development and more lines and striations, when it comes time to peel all the water and fat off. So I'm kind of interested and kind of excited to see what differences this will make, going into the next show.
Although I had a conversation once with Branch Warren, and I remember back in 2011 he tore his quad. He slipped on some ice.
Yes.
And then when he recovered, he did the Arnold Classic. I saw some training videos right before that second Arnold Classic that he won, and he was doing the exact same crazy form. And I said, Branch, surely, the argument I've just put to you, surely if you've had an injury and you don't want to do that again, why are you still training the same way? And he said, well, the point is, he says, I didn't do it training. I did it like slipping on some ice. He said, and once something heals, it actually heals stronger in many cases. Bones, when you break bones, they heal back stronger. So do tendons, So he said, so for me to train differently because of a freak accident, he said, it doesn't make sense to me. But yours came through with training, wasn't it?
Yeah. Mine was from training. So
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I still don't agree with what Branch said, but
he was like, I was like, Branch, I don't understand. And then also the room went very quiet because I said, also, Branch, how did you win the best posing award at the Arnold Classic?
Yeah.
And I think everyone just thought, oh no, Branch is going to kill Giles. But he didn't.
Yeah,
he was very okay about it. But I said, come on, really? Best poser? Really?
That's another very good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't know Branch personally. I've
cool
met him
guy.
a few times.
Cool
Won his show when I was an amateur back in 2011.
Oh wow!
At the time, it was the biggest show in Texas history, and it was the first open show that I ever competed in NPC. And I won the overall at that show. So look, he's seemed like a nice guy. I don't know him personally, but
he's cool.
He kind of went out of his way to say that I had real potential, and he thanked me for doing his show, and he was like, he didn't say you're going to be a pro one day, but he was kind of, alluding to that. So yeah, I don't have any issues with Branch. I wouldn't ever train the way he does ever. But other than that, if it worked for him, well, he accomplished a hell of a lot more than I have. So,
I've trained in August 2012. I trained in Metroflex, and in the summer, and I was training with my jacket on, which Branch also thought was weird. And I was doing shoulders, and they were doing shoulders, and I was watching them train, and I was like, how do you not pull the shoulders out of your sockets every time you do like shoulders, like the form and stuff? And he said, well, that's what we do. That's how we like to train. That's what works for us, And I was like, okay, wow. Okay, cool.
Look, man, as long as you're continuing to see progress, and I guess for the most part, you're injury free, then I guess I can't really argue with it. It works for you. It probably won't work for most people. And by most, I mean like 97% of us, but it worked for him and Johnny. Johnny, I don't know how Johnny never had a major injury, man. Like, because Johnny trained the same way, know, and I'm everybody's different. Like, just like we have different muscle bellies, leg portions, muscle attachments. Everybody's tendons are different, tendon strength and how malleable they are. And, it obviously, a lot of that has to do with, the way you take care of yourself and, therapy, stretching, all of that comes into play. So, everybody's different,
Derek, have you ever trained like Branch Warren style? Have you ever even tried it?
No, afraid not. No,
never.
No. I'm a bit of a volume man myself, but I train light.
Oh.
Good doing that.
Yeah.
Do you know, I've got a picture of Derek above my dartboard in the kitchen from the 1995 British Championships where he did the light heavies. And I went, no way is this guy... No, I said it was middleweight. Was it middleweight?
No, light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight, yeah. And I was like, no way, this guy's too big for light heavy. He's massive. He was like, you would only stick like an open guy in amongst all the 212s, you know, or like some giant guy. I was like, wow, he's no way he made 90 kilo.
So what's funny is we were just talking about me doing Branch's show.
Yeah.
My ex, my then girlfriend, was sitting in the audience. She was right behind Branch Warren.
Yeah.
And she was recording me, and when I walk out, you can hear Branch Warren go, "Why is this guy up there with them?" And
nice.
Looks over, goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "That's a heavyweight. Yeah. Why is he in the light heavyweights? They screwed up. Something happened." He starts to get up to like go find out what's going on, and they're like, "Bro, like he made weight, like and made weight with room. I weighed in at 187.
Wow, so you're 11 pounds to play with."
But that's what we were talking about before, you know.
Yeah.
That you know, illusion, you know, about me. So.
So let's talk about the Arnold Classic, because obviously that's the big show that everyone is talking about right now. I know you follow the sport closely. So what's your feelings on you know, because obviously quite a mixed bag of competitors.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Who are you rooting for? Who are you rooting for, mate? Come on.
Shawn.
Shawn.
He represents the little guys, man, and he's doing his thing. You know, I love it. I would love to see Shawn win. I would love it, because, you know, I don't know. This guy has won the 212 Olympia twice. He's won an open show, and it was a competitive open show.
Yeah.
And you know, I feel like he is so disrespected. Like, he just doesn't get the credit he deserves. You know, it's always he's good for a little guy. No, he's good for anybody. Like, he's not a good 212 bodybuilder. He's not a good short bodybuilder. He's a good bodybuilder, and he's one of the best in the world, regardless of division. So I believe he can win. There's some really good guys doing the show. I mean, Ramy, you know, it's just...
Yeah, can't forget about Ramy, two-time Mr. Olympia, like.
Yeah, so I'm not saying he's going to... I'm not saying Shawn will win, but he can win. And everybody that's sleeping on him, he may shock a lot of people. So I won't say he will, but he definitely can. He has the potential to win this. He
will be in condition, whereas how can you... I mean, a lot of other guys, can you actually say 100% you know they will be? You know, so there's bigger guys there that might miss the mark, and he's going to slip right past them.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's anyone else up there that we can say, oh, yeah, he's always in shape. He's going to nail it. There's not one other guy up there, I don't think. Not that I can think of off the top of my head. The only guy in that lineup that I know is going to show up in shape regardless of everyone else is Shawn. That's the one that you can always count on when it comes to condition.
So what about guys like, because I'm really hoping like Andrew Jack on one side, Samson on the other side, and Shawn Clarita in the middle. That would be a fun call out.
Yeah, Andrew's another. I mean, he's young. How old is he? 27 or something? Or?
Andrew Jack.
Yeah,
he's 39.
He's 39.
Yeah, he's 39. Yeah, so he's.
Andrew Jack is 39.
Andrew Jack is. I might be 38, but I'm pretty sure he's closer to 39.
Regardless.
Yeah, he's awesome. I mean, he's awesome. You know, and he's fresh. He's new. He's fresh.
I thought he was young. I thought he was like a young up and coming. I know he's up and coming. He's not really up and coming anymore. He's basically made his mark. But like, I don't know why. I guess I assumed he was younger because he was like one of those like up and coming guys. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't realize he was that old. He's older than me. Damn, I didn't realize that. But
he's come out of nowhere.
What'd you say?
He's literally come out of nowhere.
Exactly. You don't really see guys. Yeah. Well, I guess I just assumed. I don't think I saw it anywhere. I just assumed he was younger. But yeah, he's got a beautiful physique. You know, phenomenal lines. He's got really good, like, thick, round, full muscle bellies. he just needs to come in harder. I haven't seen him in shape yet, you know, and I'm not knocking him. That's no offense to him or his coaching, you know. It's just he needs to come in drier. If he came in with like Shawn Clarita type, and I'm not saying everybody can do that, especially the bigger you are, the harder it is to get that dry. I get that, but you know, if he came in with that, like that kind, Ronnie did it, so it's possible. Branch did it, you know. If he can come in with that kind of condition, I mean, he could win the Olympia. He could.
I don't disagree with that, and I think because he's working with a Psycho Fitness and a Chris Aceto now, and I'll be honest, some of the videos I've seen and some of the glimpses I've seen, I think he's already in his best condition, and he's got 3-4 weeks to go. Like Samson, I think they're already in their best condition yet, and there's still several weeks to go.
See, so that's the thing. I'm comparing their former look or former performances.
You have to
Shawn. You know, like you said, you have to, because we don't. That's all we have to go by. But if you're saying that they're already looking like they're going to be in the best condition, you know, that we've seen, that makes things really interesting. You know, because all I'm going by is what I've seen previously, and to me, Shawn destroys them if that's the kind of condition bring. But if they're looking better than they have, you know, that makes things interesting. It's going to be a good show. I can't really. Like, it's fun for the Olympia. My entire top 5 was correct.
Wow. Okay. Good.
First that's ever happened. First time it's ever happened. I'm not that big into the sport, and the guys didn't. But first time that's ever happened. This Arnold, dude, I have no clue. Yep. I have no clue. I can't even. I won't even try because I have no clue. I literally think there's 5 or 6 guys that could win it. That's what I'm saying.
It's exciting. You know, it's exciting.
Obviously, Ramy is in the mix. You know, quite obviously, he had a poor performance. Poor for Ramy. Poor for Ramy, I should say. But he had a poor performance for Ramy at the Olympia. You know, let's see what he brings to the Arnold, because he can. Obviously, Ramy can win this. You know, William, I don't know. You know, I know he's getting older, and it seems like he's kind of fading a bit. But
I keep hearing that. And if you look at how he looked only 10 months ago, 10 months ago at the Boston, it's not that long ago. You know, like I said, we are basing that purely off basically one missed performance. You know, performance at the Olympia, you know, but really, I mean, what he did at the Arnold last year, he could have won it. He should have won it over Brandon, arguably. And then he won Boston looking his best ever. But the thing is, that's how we are, though. That's how we rank people, how they place in the Olympia, or, you know, or how they looked at their last show. That is that's how we judge it. That's how we judge the sport. Yeah,
you're right. And it's really that way with any sport, right? You know, you're just as good as your last performance.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's wrong to do that because anything could have happened. So you're right. It's wrong to do that. But I just don't see. I don't see William where he once was. I just don't.
That's nice.
To me, it looks like he's starting to fade. And dude, the guy's had a phenomenal career. But nobody can outrun Father Time. I mean, Dexter.
Yeah. Well, Dexter was like, even though Dexter was still competing to 51, I think he was still getting better till about 48, 49. Right. I think you could argue that he was still not just looking as good, but actually looking better. Yeah.
Dexter is just ridiculous. Kamal is another.
Oh my God! Yeah, Jesus.
God, what is up?
Yeah.
I mean, unreal. Like Kamal is. And he's doing it. So,
mate, he's 230 at the moment. And I mean, this is a guy that won the 212 Olympia in 2019 at 208. So and now he looks better with this extra size. He's not gone blocky, or he actually because his chest and shoulders are actually bigger. I mean, like, what's your take on Kamal? Because the guy's like 52 and he's still actually improving.
He just don't look. He don't even look 52, does he? Right? It looks amazing. It looks amazing for his age.
Yeah. It does.
Absolutely amazing.
It does.
Dude, yeah, Kamal's a freak. Even his face, though, his face looks young. You know, like he looks like he's in his 40s.
That's
I mean, you know, and I don't mean like 48. Like he looks like he's early 40s, 40, 41. To me, he does. He looks easily 10 years younger than he is.
Do you know he did his first show in 1994? And he's still going, still competing, still improving. 29 years later.
I was 9.
9 years old. Yeah.
That's
you weren't competing at 9 years old, were you?
I was not. No.
Yeah.
God, that's nuts, man. Yeah, Kamal's another guy. Yeah, but like you said about it, the 212, it definitely has its place, and it gives a lot of the shorter guys room to showcase what they can do, where a lot of them would be lost in the open, because not every 212 guy is like, you know, Shawn. You know, not every short guy is like that. So I really appreciate the 212 because it's I wouldn't say the small guys, because they're not small, they're just short.
Yeah.
It's really giving shorter guys a platform and a way to you know, have success in this sport. And but that being said, I also believe that the 212 can, if you let it, hinder you know, progress and elevating yourself in the sport. For example, Derek Lunsford, like I said, I don't believe he ever was a 212 guy. He belonged in the open, and we saw what happened when he moved into the open, you know. And yeah, I feel that way, you know, about some of the other guys, and that's kind of why I'm deciding, not only because it's become very difficult to make weight, but because I really want to maximize my potential, you know, and I'm not going to do that in the 212.
So, I mean, you said your next show is going to be 212, but what about 3-4 weeks out jumping into an open show? Because I mean, do you actually look better at 225, say, or do you actually look better as a 212, like more conditioned, or how does your physique look?
You know, so I guess it would depend on the judge, because you know, some judges reward fullness for condition. And some judges, you know, you don't have to be super round and full. If you come in dry and peeled to the bone, then that's what they're looking for. So I would say it really depends on the judge. But
wow. I've never heard that answer before.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
And you do have judges. I'm not going to mention names, but I have judges that I know for a fact that, you know, favor my physique, because if you look at all the guys who win the shows they judge, they all look like me.
Right.
I have judges they don't like me, like they not personally, but you know, they like the big, full, thick guys, and it's evident in, you know, the way they place guys in their shows. But I personally I like the fuller look, you know. Like, I don't like it when I'm super, super sucked down. Don't get me wrong, condition, you never go wrong with condition, ever. Yeah. But just, I like the way my physique looks when it's fuller and rounder.
Yeah. And you probably feel better, more confident on stage.
Yeah, you know, because, I mean, I know when I'm dry, that obviously that's a good look, and the judges, you know, like that, you know, especially in bodybuilding. You know, they're huge on condition, especially in the 212. So I do like the way I look, and I do feel good and confident when I'm super, super dry, but I feel small. And when I see all these other guys around, they're freaking huge with shit popping out all over the place. I'm just like, super dry, but I feel skinny next to these guys. So
yeah, hang on, but the thing is, when you're backstage, you do have like a warped perception of yourself. Like you can look. I mean, I remember my first show, I hadn't have any mirrors, and I was like, I've gone flat, I've lost all my muscle. But in the photos, I look full. But it's what your mind is telling you. I mean, you know, you've had that as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, you get like those. You know, tell us. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's obviously when you're looking at other competitors. Obviously, if there's no mirrors and things like that, you just assume that they're so much bigger and things like that. And obviously, it's just when you see pictures of yourself against them in the lineup, then you'll see how full you are compared to them. And
look at the photos, you're like, wow, God, is that me? I felt flat.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. You know, we all go through that. We all have body dysmorphia, and the day of the show, it's obviously multiplied. You know, everybody I see, even the guys may not even look that good. You know, I'll see a guy walk by and be like, he'll have like one body part, like, oh damn, his calves are huge. Like the calves,
that's it.
The judges are really not worried about his calves when he has no quads, no biceps, no back. Like, you know what I mean? But your head plays tricks on you, so you're absolutely right. But yeah, I don't know. I do prefer the fuller look. Like you said, I am more confident when I'm fuller, and I just like that really full round look. Like I was always a huge Dexter Jackson fan, and you know, that crazy round muscle. That's what I've always been after my whole career. So I in Indy, it's funny we're talking about this because it was the only 2 pro shows I've competed in. I literally had completely different looks. So and it was the drier, less full version of myself, and you know, in Reno was a much fuller version of myself. I wasn't quite as dry though, and you know, the drier show I got 4th, and the show where I was less dry but like way fuller I won. So I don't know. You know, I wish I could. What we're trying to do, what Jose and I are trying to do, is to find that perfect medium. You know, to bring the 2 together, so it's not one or the other. Because I can come in really full, and I can come in dry too. But we want we don't want it to be one or the other. We need to bring them together. You know, kind of like Dexter and Phil, to me, had the craziest combination of fullness and condition.
Phil, yeah.
I mean, like his condition was nuts. I mean, I wanted to dry, besides Ronnie and some, you know, there's a few other guys, but man, that dryness was just like Phil's hamstrings and glutes, his lower back.
Crazy.
I mean, it was an ounce of water anywhere.
I mean, that year that Roden beat him, I mean, if you look at Phil, if you'd seen Phil for the first time, you'd be like, wow, look at that condition. But because you were comparing him to the Phil of the years before, he was off.
Yes.
But if you'd seen him for the first time, you'd have been absolutely blown away by his condition and his separation. But like, we were all kind of like judging him upon like past years, when every single year he just, I mean, it was like a Phil Heath another level, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. He did that for years. Every year he came in bigger and harder and fuller, you know, until a certain point. Then but whatever. But yeah, he was an incredible athlete, man. Obviously, he won 7 Olympias. I mean, but I was a huge fan of his earlier look. To me, my and it's easy. I don't even have to go back and think about it. My all-time favorite look, Phil, was the 2010 Arnold Classic.
Wow. Second. Yeah. Wow.
Man, like, to me, that was, that to me was the greatest physique that he ever had. In 2011 and 2012, 2013 were all amazing as well, and after that things started to change.
Well, I did the tour with him in 2019, and he told me, he said that 2013, that was the year, he said, I went, because he said I knew that Kai was catching me. He said he was catching up on me. He said, so that was the year I went for size. He said, so I lowered the reps. He said, I upped the food. He said, I trained heavier. I did longer rest periods. He says, I knew I had to come in bigger and fuller that year. He said, but yeah, I mean, that was the year the stomach was just starting to get a little bit there. There was a little bit there. But I mean, that was the year he said, I knew I just had to supersize just to stay ahead of Kai.
Yeah. And you could tell that's what he was doing. Because the abdomen did suffer, but you could tell that he was trying to stay ahead of the big guys, you know?
Yeah.
And he did, You know, the guy's a legend. But like I said, my preference would be 2010. I mean, I know a lot of people say 2011 or 2012, which, you know, man, at that point, either year. But that's just my personal favorite.
I had him beating Kai at that Arnold as well.
I
didn't have Kai because Kai looked better, I thought, the year before in 2009. I loved that 2009, especially went to the Australian show and he got even drier. I thought his balance of size and aesthetics that year and that show in the 2009 Australian was perfect. And then I kind of felt like he lost a bit of his shape when he came back in 2010 and put the size on. I didn't really like that look as much. I
agree 100%. I thought Phil won that show hands down. But you know, it is what it is. It can always go your way.
So, I mean, before I round off, mate, I mean, how's life generally for you, mate? I mean, you know, you've done 2 pro shows now. You know, you're off to a great start. How's life, mate? Generally,
man, I have no complaints, man. Life is amazing, dude. Like, I have no complaints whatsoever. Everything's changed so much, you know, since I turned pro. It really has. It has changed my life. It really has.
How?
Like financially, and it's just, I really, believe it or not, I never really intended on competing as a pro. I just wanted to win my pro card.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I spent so long, man. Like, I started competing when I was 19 years old, and I did my first national show in 2012, where I actually placed top 5, my first nationals ever.
Yeah.
From there, like, it just got worse and worse and worse, and you know, people kind of gave up on me, and you know, people lost hope, and things just didn't seem to be going my way at all. And then, you know, with the injury, and it was just, after the injury, I came back. When I came back to competing, I said, I just want to finish this. You know, my goal was to win my IFBB pro card, and I just want, that's all I want. I just want to finish this, because I felt like something was missing. And after that happened, I was just like, no, I think I'll keep going.
Keep going, yeah.
But yeah, it's been a ride. It's been a hell of a ride, man. You know, so much has happened in the last few years. You know, from being told I would never compete again, to winning my pro card, to play top 4 in my first pro show, to winning my second pro show. All of that happened in such short time. And, you know, within that time, I got with the company I've been with for the last, was it 4 or 5 years now, Dragon Pharma. Man, they take amazing care of me.
Good.
They're an awesome company. I mean, those guys are like my brothers. Like, they are family. So, man, and then I started my business, you know, coaching and training. It's just everything. It's just been amazing. It's been amazing.
Derek, anything you want to ask quickly? He's taking notes. He's taking notes here, Yumon. Derek, anything you want to ask before we let Yumon go?
Well, no. You sound really positive. I'm glad that you're really enjoying your journey, and things are working out for you. You know, brilliant, absolutely awesome.
No, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it, seriously, and thank you for having me on today. Man, this is an honor. And, you know, like you said, how have things changed? Dude, I'm sitting here talking to you guys, doing an interview with MD. You know, that's how things have changed. Like, it's just amazing. You know, I never thought I'd be sitting here talking to you guys about, you know, what my future in this sport holds. So it's just little things like that. You know, it's been a long road, but these last few years have made everything that happened leading up to that absolutely positively worth it. So
good. You're doing great, mate. You're doing great. And like I said, that was a great. I was watching the Indy, and I thought you looked fantastic. And you know, you're a physique that did translate to the stage, because sometimes you see all these pictures and you think they look great in progress pictures, but sometimes they get up there and you're like, but you know, you look really good. You look, you know, you're fun. You know, your back was fantastic. I think your readable bicep, and bloody hell, your back shots were incredible. He's got the craziest traps ever. This guy, Derek.
Yeah.
Crazy Traps we're going to call him. And like I said, it was and obviously Jose's a good friend of ours at MD and stuff. So I literally got an episode. Well, by the time this comes out, 2 days ago, an episode of mine and Ron's show came out, and Jose was on there, and it was just like, I'm getting paid to talk to Jose and Ron, and just it was so funny. I mean, Jose's hilarious. I mean, I love that guy. He's the
best, man. Like I said, he's so calm and cool and collected. Nothing bothers the guy. Like, I remember, real quick, because I know you guys are heading out, so I'm just going to say this real quick. I was training one of Jose's clients. Like, Jose recommended her to me because she needed a push. So he was like, train with my guy, Yumon. He'll get you ready. We'll tag team you. He does the coaching. I do the training, and we'll get you ready, because her goal is to turn pro. So I think she was going into North American, something like that. But anyways, she tells me a story of how she ate a whole tray of brownies. She was like 4 days out, and obviously that's not gonna go well.
Nope.
And I said, well, what did Jose say? I said, did you tell Jose? And she's like, yeah, I told him. I said, what did he say? And she goes, he just laughed. I'm just like, yep, that's Jose.
Yeah.
Because Jose's the type of guy, man, it's like this with Jose. You either want this or you don't.
Yeah.
Okay? He will provide direction. Like, I kind of say this with all of my clients, it's like a guy coming to me, stopping me on the road or whatever, asking me for direction somewhere. He's lost. He doesn't know where to go. Hey, how do I get to this place? I give you directions. I said, you're going to go to the stop sign. That's 100 and whatever street. You're going to make a right. And then 120th street or whatever, you're going to make a left. And, give them exact directions. Get you exactly where you want to be. Exactly where you're trying to go. And you go up to that stop sign, and instead of making a right like I told you to, you decide to make a left. That's your problem, not mine.
Yeah.
That is your, as coaches, people place too much emphasis on us being motivators. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being a motivator, but, you shouldn't rely on somebody else to create motivation for you. You need to motivate yourself, find whatever it is, that's pushing you, your why, whatever you want to call it. Why are you here? Why do you want this? What's driving you? You need to find that. And that's what needs to motivate you to be a better version of yourself, to be better tomorrow than you were today or the day before. That's not my job, and if you can't get motivated, then that's where discipline comes in, because motivation comes and goes. It's not always going to be there. It's up and down. That's why you need to be disciplined. Whether you're motivated to go to the gym or not, whether you're motivated to eat that last meal or not, you do it because it's just what needs to be done. So Jose's that kind of mindset, that old school, not going to say, oh, well, hey, look, you don't feel that bad. We'll figure this. No, he's just like, look, I told you what to do and you didn't do it. What else is there to be said? So I love Jose, man. And for that very reason, Jose's as real as they come. And with Jose, you either want to win or you don't. You either want to do well or you don't. And if you want to win and you come in with that mindset, he will.
Yeah.
That's it. I have nothing else.
Have you noticed how much younger he looks now as well? What's going on? I said to him, because he's they're trying for a baby and everything, and I said to him, you look. I said, if you had Botox, and he burst out laughing, and he went, no, he said, we're trying for a baby, so we're just, I'm just living cleanly, and, we're trying to sort of, make that happen and stuff. I was like, wow. I said, you look like you've, like that 10 years younger program, so.
Looks great.
It looks really good. It looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah. So, Yumon, it's been fantastic, mate. And thank you so much once again for coming on MD Global Muscle. I really appreciate it. And like I said, I wanted to thank you personally as well, face to face, for, like I said, all the kind messages. It was very much appreciated. So thank you very much for that. And it did not go unnoticed. Trust me on that. So, So, like I said, all the best for the rest of the year, mate. And I'll be watching closely.
Hey, look, guys, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me. I don't know if you watch the Super Bowl, but if you
Do you watch Super Bowl?
No, not really.
No.
Okay, so
Okay.
I over there, but I'm gonna enjoy the Super Bowl. So
Go on then.
enjoy the rest of your evening. Hey, and thank you. That means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. It was a pleasure being on here, and just stay safe, man. Be healthy, stay safe, and don't go anywhere, man.
Yeah, I won't. Don't worry, mate. Right. All right then, mate. Well, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll speak to you very soon.
All right, brother. Take care.
Thank you, Yumon.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye, mate.
Bye-bye.
The 27-year-old behemoth from Canada, Quinton Eriya.
What's up, man?
Quint, mate, so good to speak to you, mate. I mean, one of the main reasons I want to get you on is because in this issue of MD, I did a Stars of 23 article. Basically, they're asking who I think are going to be the Stars of 23. It's a kind of clues in the name. And you were in there, mate. So I very much included you in there. So I wanted to catch up because we saw each other at the Olympia. And I mean, mate, you're growing like a weed, mate. So how's things going, mate? How's the last year been going for you so far?
Everything's been going great. I started working with Matt Jansen in November.
Oh, wow.
I changed directions. This past competition season was the best competition season I've ever had.
Yep. With
Dorian. We did a good job, and I had so much fun on stage, and I think this was easily, I think I really made a statement at these shows, but at the same time, I believe that could have been better, and I want to challenge myself. I always want to challenge myself to be the best and push and be better each time. So I know with my frame, I'm tall and lanky, and there's a lot of gaps to fill. So I don't plan on coming back to the stage until a lot of those gaps are filled, and that's what we're working on right now, man. So we're just pushing. So
you switched working. Now you're working with Matt Jansen.
Yeah.
Wow. So you started in November. So how's that going, mate?
It's going great. The thing about Matt is there's a culture around like growth. There's a culture around success, where just working with him, he'll set goals for you, and it's almost he'll set a goal that maybe you wouldn't think you could accomplish by yourself. You tend to set more comfortable or what you would think of as realistic goals. When he told me you should be 340, I'm like, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
I've never been like, the most I've been at that point was like 315, and I was fucking fat when I was 315, like 3 years ago. So it was hard for me to envision, but I've just been on the plan. I've been listening to what he's saying. I'm training my ass off, and I'm up to 324 now.
Wow,
so
that's good.
We're getting there.
So what? Because I saw you at the Olympia a few times, and I think the time that stuck in my mind was when we were, I think it was maybe at the end of the show or in the interval, by the toilets by the main area where I think Samson was, and I was like, wow, I kind of like saw you fully, and because the thing is, you're tall as well. How tall are you?
I'm just under 6'2".
6'2", so he's a big dude. Derek. Sorry, I got a guest producer as well today. I want to introduce Derek Clark as well.
How you doing?
So can you see Derek? Can he see you? Can you see Derek? Can you see him, Quinton?
Yeah, I can see him.
Oh, you can see. Oh, because I couldn't see in the camera shot.
I can see like a part of him.
Just his massive shoulders. So what were you weighing, say, at the Olympia then when I last saw you?
I was around 310, like a 308 to 310-ish. So I was still big. I'm just bigger now.
Jeez. So 324. Because thing is, like those body weights sound astronomical, but when a guy on your height, like I saw Samson at 330, and he still looked nimble. He still looked, he didn't look fat and bloated, So I imagine, and you don't look. Do you know what I mean? You look like you're in good condition. Your shoulders are popping and stuff. You don't look like a big round blob. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This
is honestly, when you're coached well and you're pushed to your limits, it's possible. I saw, Samson had an incredible offseason, and he didn't even have a lot of time either. He got up to 330. He looked incredible. His condition was so good at that weight too. Like, that guy improves fast.
So do you feel good at like 324? I mean, I've spoke to Jamie the Giant before, and he said when I got to like 340, he says I didn't feel good. Samson said, I kind of like, I feel okay. I don't feel like I'm sort of, he wasn't struggling with it.
So I remember I was talking to Marlene, right? And she told me like, the problems that they had when he got heavy. And it's funny because I'm having these problems too. I'll like sit down on a chair at home, just fall through the chair,
Yeah.
Like there's little things, right? There's little annoyances and stuff. Clothing, it's like so hard to find clothes that fit, especially in Canada. Most stuff only goes up to like 2X. So those are my problems. But in terms of my day-to-day life, my sleep, breathing, my training, I'm actually pretty good. Definitely got some more pounds to go before I feel like suffocated.
Be honest now, though. Have you broke the toilet?
Not yet.
340. Come on, we're going to break the toilet. Yeah. So, I mean, let's go back to your contest season last year, because I spoke to you about this at the Olympia. I really, really like what you brought to Tampa. That was the first, because you did Tampa, Texas, and what was the other one?
It was just those two.
Just those two, yeah. I thought Tampa, that was where you really peaked. And I think the image I've got in my head is that like side chest. And I said to you at the Olympia, I said that was where you got that fullness right and everything. But that was where I think I saw the big improvements over the previous year.
Mm-hmm. And before the Tampa show, I did Toronto in December. So I had about 7, maybe 8 months in between. So I only had like 4 months to grow. I didn't have a lot of time. I made some pretty good improvements. So this time around, it's anyways, we'll talk about last year. Yeah, it was good. It was good. That was like my best experience on stage. Tampa was so much fun. I think that was the best look that I brought. I think Texas, I was a bit flatter. Yeah. But Tampa was definitely a more full and better look. And yeah, it's just bittersweet because I feel like I could have won that show if I was better, but it is what it is.
Tampa.
Yeah.
You did look really, really good in Tampa. In fact, I will say about Texas, I got a lot of shit for saying you should be Andrew Jacked.
Oh, because of conditioning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. At first when I saw him backstage, I thought, like, you're looking at guys, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to beat this person, I'll beat this guy. I thought that because, the conditioning. But when I saw him, because I was outside of the top 4, and I remembered, I tell people this all the time, they were hitting a back lat spread. So I was outside with all the other guys, right? The top 4 was posing, and Andrew hit this back lat spread, and I just saw all the muscles in his chest, his abs, everything just popped. And I'm looking from like, behind, I'm like, holy fuck, like that is just, it's out of this world. He has such crazy muscle.
Yeah.
So I understand why he does so well.
But I think the thing with Tampa is like it was nice to see guys that are actually getting bigger, but you managed to keep that waist absolutely tiny, mate. So hats off. How do you actually maintain gains whilst keeping the waist small? Is that something you train deliberately for, or you shoot for?
I don't know.
Oh wow.
I just genetically have a smaller, like I have a tiny stomach too. It's hard to eat. So it's not something I really need to focus on much, but when I get closer to a show, I just need to focus on abdominal control, because even though the waist is small, it still doesn't look good if you're not controlling it on stage. And I feel like the smaller you can make it look, the more you can make it vanish, the better you're going to look on stage. You've
got to keep that X-frame, mate. Got to keep that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what's the plans for 2023 then, mate?
The plan is so far just going to continue to grow, aiming for 340. I believe I set an aggressive goal to hit it in March, but I don't think it's going to happen realistically. I think I'll hit 340 like in April or May, perhaps. And the idea is to just hold it and keep growing and keep refining the muscles, continue to build the back, fill in the gaps, bigger quads, bigger arms, bigger adductors, bigger hamstrings, bigger chest, thick, dense back, just everything, shoulders. And ultimately, with being young and not having so many years training under my belt, I just need more muscle maturity. So I'm planning to take the entire year off.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But there's a chance that we aim for a show at the end of the year. It just depends.
Yeah. I'd maybe like to see you back in Romania, mate.
Yeah. I love Romania, man.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm looking for an excuse to go back.
Yeah. Yeah, and you got that that Chinese guy, because they changed his name on the Instagram. They assume, what's his name? Yumon. The guy who won the amateur, and then he got 7th in the open. He's just a little freak. I was messaging him. Yeah, he wants to come back at 240 because I said, are you going to do 212? And he says, no, I want to come back at 240 and do Romania.
Yeah, he was. Correct me if I'm wrong. He crazy quads, crazy like musculature, but he just wasn't very sharp.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember him. Yeah, that guy, incredible physique.
It's one of those guys that kind of like when he stands there relaxed in the lineup, you just think, oh no. And then when he poses, things just start to pop and happen, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see him bigger and sharper.
Mm. So you're at the Olympia, mate. What did you think of that? What was your kind of your biggest takeaways from that event?
Man, it's bittersweet. Part of me at the Olympia, like, I love bodybuilding. I'm a fan of bodybuilding before I'm an actual competitor. Yeah. So it was great to be around everybody, support everybody. But a part of me felt, I'm like, man, like, I should have been here. So there's a part of me that, like, it kind of hurt a little bit. And I got over that really quick. It was just, for a couple of hours on one of the nights. But the Olympia was... It was interesting. I'm a big fan of like the Ronnie Coleman versus Jay Cutler days.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the Dorian Yates era. I'm a fan of the Phil Heath era. I'm a fan of all eras, to be honest. But specifically in those eras, the big guy was winning. The big guys were winning. So right now, the big guys aren't coming in or aren't complete enough yet. Mm-hmm. So the little guys are doing better. And I just feel like we need a good big guy.
Yeah. Well, we've mentioned 2 of them, Samson and Andrew jacked. I mean, I am so excited the fact that we've now got some good tall guys coming through. Guys like yourself at nearly 6'2". You've got Andrew Jacked is an absolute giant at 6'2", and he looks it as well. Samson at 6 foot. Rafael Brandao, there is a real kind of even though ironically the top 2 at the Olympia were like short guys, X212s. You've got a really good. I mean, Crizzo. I mean, he's tall. He's like 6 foot tall.
Oh yeah, he's massive. Yeah.
What do you think of him?
Oh, he's impressive. Like impressive. I was very impressed. So yeah, that's the thing. Like for me to listen, I think Derek is amazing. I actually picked Derek to win weeks before the show. Wow. I had that much faith in Derek. I'm a fan of Derek. I'm a fan of bodybuilding, fan of Haji. I competed against him in Vancouver before. He's incredible. But these guys are 212. Like Derek literally just came from 212. Yeah, he's going to keep growing. He's going to be very hard to beat as time goes on, but he literally just came from 212. And, like us bigger guys, we got to level up. We can't let 212 guys, beat us. But regardless, I think Derek, with more time, he's going to be such a threat. And I actually am picking him again to win this year's Olympia.
Wow. But the thing is, it's like with the Arnolds and the Olympias to come, like the top 2, the top 3 could easily switch to over 6 foot guys. Guys like yourself, guys like Andrew Jack, Samson or Brandao or, it's like that. And Crizzo. I mean, there's so much. I find it so unpredictable at the moment. I don't think we're going to have any more 6 or 8 time Ronnie Colemans. I just don't see that happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like it's just going anywhere right now, which is kind of cool. Like the most deserving person seems to be getting it these days. There's a lot of I really like Samson, man. I really like Samson. I really like he's the most complete big guy.
Yeah.
And he just keeps getting better. He keeps getting better. If he's, in my humble opinion, if he's like 100% like peeled, 100% peaked, he'll beat all of them, in my opinion.
Did you see that video he posted, him and Milos posted today? The one where he's in the gym. I mean, I've been messaging him all morning. I said, mate, I said, the one thing I felt that you had missing was like Bonac level separation and that level of condition. I said, you've got it, and you've still got, and you've got 3 weeks till you step on stage.
Yeah. The thing is, like, he's got such good hamstring. Like, he's got good everything. I think it's just, there's just that one spot in the glutes. If he comes tried it, I pick him over everybody. But that's just me being like very nitpicky.
Yeah.
I think he has a very incredible physique. Like him and Andrew have my favorite physiques heading into Arnold by far.
Well, I think you, Andrew, and Samson are guys that carry a lot of size. I mean, like 300. You're close to 300 pounds, Samson and Andrew. What are you, like 260, 265?
When I competed, yeah, like 265-ish.
Yeah, so you're not, and by the time you come back and by the end of the year, you could be, headed toward 275, 280. But my point is, you're all big guys, tall, wide, X-frame, but you're also very, very aesthetic. And I think that combo is what it's going to take to really kind of, take those top placings.
Yeah, Andrew's physique to me is the craziest one. There's just something about it that just it just wows me, I like that he is working with somebody different this time.
Yeah.
Trying a different approach. I see Psycho Lewis pushing him, and I'm excited to see what is going to come of that. But man, I'm just pumped. Yeah, I think bodybuilding is heading in a fun direction, and I really can't wait to see how Samson and Andrew fare. The cool thing is, we have similarities, but when I look at myself objectively and truthfully, they were a lot bigger than me last year. You know? They were a lot bigger. So it just competing next to guys like that, it just showed me that I need to take time and I need to put the size on. And, I'm just not there yet. I just wasn't ready.
But guys like you are the future, mate.
100%, man.
You are.
100%.
No, you are. It's true. I mean, you're 27, and I just said to Derek right before you came on screen, I said, the best way to describe Quint, I said he's like a 6'2" Lee Haney.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I mean, there's Lee Haney was retired but 31. shows you how different things are now, isn't it? How long it takes to get a really kind of like top level physique.
Yeah, it's a different ballgame these days.
But
it's.
So go on.
I love the journey. I like that's not easy. I love that I have so much work to do. That's what wakes me up in the morning. Losing is what makes me so motivated to put in work every day. So I'm pumped. A lot of ground to cover.
Thing is, you got a nice frame where you can like a short guy. They can max out a lot quicker than say you can. Do you know what I mean? Because at 6'2", there's a lot you can do with that physique. There's a lot of different improvements and, and things you can change or different looks you can bring. I mean, realistically, you could still be getting bigger for the next 5 years.
Oh, I will be.
Love it. So, I mean, obviously changing coaches, like you said, it's good to try things different. Is that giving you kind of like a, I mean, you're not short on enthusiasm, but is it kind of giving you like a new, like I said, a different approach, maybe is it exciting? Is it for you now? Or?
So the thing is, and I have to preface it by saying, I always have to say this because first and foremost, Dorian is a good friend of mine.
Yep.
And he taught me so much. He taught me most of what I know about bodybuilding. And so I'm grateful for the time we spent together. And, we've developed like a pretty cool thing together, so it's, I always liked working with him. I learned so much from him. I think he's a really good coach.
Yes, he is.
I just came to a point where I just felt like there was a little bit more. I'm just being obsessive at this point. I'm not being content. I'm being obsessive because one of the head judges told me at Tampa, he said, listen, man, you had the best physique on that stage, but you didn't win because you weren't on. And to hear that, I'm like, I thought I was pretty on, but I'm like, he looks at bodybuilding like he judges at the highest level. If I'm not on, he knows I'm not on.
Yeah.
When I look at the picture, I'm like, okay, my glutes could have been tighter here. Like this could have been. So I'm like, okay. And it's just a matter of like chasing that 1%, being obsessive and just being all about reaching my goal and whatever it takes for me to get there. So it was a hard decision to make because me and Dorian worked so well together. He was a great coach, but it was kind of like a leap of faith. But for me, it's good because it was just making the decision itself. It made me feel stronger mentally just by doing something that I was uncomfortable with.
Yeah.
And, yeah, the guy's been pushing me, man. So it's working out.
Because I've heard very good things about Dorian, very good things about Matt. I spoke to Shawn Clarita and stuff like that, and it's he's like I said, he's another. You've not gone from a good coach to a sort of an unknown coach and a bit of a gamble. You've gone with someone that, like Dorian, has a good reputation and is is known for getting results, and he's very hands-on. He gets very, very close with his athletes and really gets involved and really supports them and stuff. So far it's been very good for you then.
Oh, it's been great, and I'm low maintenance too. So yeah. I'm not a guy. I don't, even if I didn't get much attention, I don't need it as long as I have the plan, as long as we set goals and and I have something to look at that I can follow. We're good. I'll get it done.
Yeah, and also going back to Dorian, I mean, you made big improvements whilst working with him. I remember, obviously, at the Romania in 2021 I was at. I mean, there was big strides in your conditioning, especially the glutes, the hams, and your legs. Yeah. Your condition was good. You just looked a bit, your upper body in that show just looked a bit flat, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think you struggled with, because I think a big guy, like I've noticed with tall big guys, I remember Dennis Wolf. Even Jay, even though he wasn't tall, the really thickly muscled guys, the really guys with the big frames like yourself, you have to come in full, because otherwise, like you said, you do maybe look a bit lanky or, because you've got a beautiful shape, beautiful structure, but like the difference between Tampa and Texas, Tampa, you look absolutely bang on. I love that look.
Yeah.
I love that look.
Yeah. And yeah, that's the thing. When I look at the pictures in Texas, I'm like, it looks small. But like my waist looked smaller too. And that part's good. But like the ratios looks crazy. But I'm like, I like the fuller look. I just, when I hit the most muscular, the hands on hip, I just like how it looks way more in Tampa.
Yeah. Your lower body always looks on.
Yeah. The lower body's like,
no worries,
that's not
there,
much
mate.
of a problem.
Yeah, no problems there. Like
it's the upper, but that's the thing, right? I'm searching for. That's like when I made the switch. I'm searching for the answer for that.
Yeah.
I'm not accepting of that's just how it is. Like I'm more of somebody that always believes there's something that I could do to improve something. Like that can't just be how it is.
Yeah. Are you struggling with eating to get to 340?
It's a process, but I had a friend motivate me, and I changed my schedule around. I'm waking up early in the morning, and I'm knocking off meals earlier, which allows me to make more time to space meals out.
Nice.
So I'm on a much better schedule now. My meals are spaced out more. I could go for walks, and I do cardio almost every day, 6 days a week. So it's, even when it's uncomfortable, they're still getting in. Like I'll get them in every single day.
So where was the biggest increase? Is it in like calories or certain like food groups or?
What, sorry?
Yeah, I mean the obviously you're having to change your eating to get your body weight up in the off season. Where did that come from? Was it increasing protein or carbs or calories overall?
This format, like it's high protein,
right, and
higher fat than what I was used to. The carbs are, I think, around like 700. I can't remember what the fats are at, but the protein's like over 400. And so I've definitely had more carbs than this before, but the amount of fats I have, because fats are so dense, that's what's helping push things more. And it's different, but I like it because I find myself, when I have a lot of carbs, they tend to get pretty watery.
Yeah.
So that water weight leads to more lower back pains when I'm training and stuff. So I'm having a lot less issues with training these days, although I still have issues being big, but it's, I like the approach. It's been good.
I think for some reason, I think maybe the guys with the smaller waist as well have to be careful about eating too many carbs. So getting things like energy and calories from fats, is that maybe a better option than shoveling in the carbs? To try and get this. Yeah, that's just popped into my head.
It's got to be. That sheer volume isn't going to do anything good for your gut.
Yeah, because the thing is, you've got a flat stomach, but also it's very narrow, and I think you've got to keep that.
I will.
But at the same time, you've also got to get enough calories and protein in to kind of put the size on. So it's a very delicate balance.
Yeah, it is. I just listen, my cardio every day. That's my cardio and walks. That's how I'm doing it.
Good. So let's talk about the Arnold, because obviously this is turned into, like, it's gone from being an okay Arnold to like something unbelievable. A lot of different types of bodybuilders, a lot of different types of physiques. You've got Shawn Clarita in there. What's your take?
I think just based on track record, how guys show up, and also how good they are, you almost have to pick Nick as the favorite. And if you don't, you're just not basing it off of what we've seen before. But I would, I think Nick should probably win. It's interesting. I wonder how they're going to judge Shawn compared to other guys. You know, I wonder how that's going to work, because I know he's going to be one of the most complete packages. He's just a smaller package than the other guys. Yeah. But I think Shawn will definitely be top 3. I think top 3 will be Nick. I think Samson will probably come second, and Shawn third. And the rest, I'm not too sure. But I'm excited to see Patrick Moore come back.
Yes, of course, So I'm thinking we've got Ramy, we got Bonac, who was last year's runner-up. He's won it twice, and there's people saying people are saying I know, and he did mess up at the Olympia. There was they came in flat. So 9th place isn't a reflection of how good he is. That's an off Bonac still making top 10. So shows you how good he is.
I actually forgot he was doing it. Yeah, you know what?
It's tough, isn't it?
Bonac.
It's tough.
I don't know, man. It's hard. But if Bonac's on, he'll be in that top 3. He'll be in that top 3 if he's on. Who else did you mention there?
So I've got 8 guys in my top 3.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got this guy in the top 3. Got that guy. Oh, he's definitely gonna be top 3. Yeah, I've got 4 guys winning at the moment.
Oh man,
tough, innit? And you got 2-time Mr. Olympia Ramy, who because I spoke to Chad today, and he said everything that could have gone wrong went wrong for the Olympia, and so obviously there's reasons. I mean, they always say that, but you know there might be legitimate reasons that they can fix now for the Arnold.
Okay, I mean, I'll give them the benefit of a doubt. I don't see why he would lie.
Yeah.
It's just with Ramy's back, it did look like there's some serious muscle atrophy.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. It looked like he had a bad shot in the glute. That could be avoided. Mm-hmm. I don't know. There's been a couple. I don't know. I just lost. Listen, I'm a fan of Big Ramy.
Yep.
And I've always I like him as an ambassador for the sport. Very positive guy. He's not in my top 3 though. No.
Okay. It's crazy how you can be 2-time Mr. Olympia 1 minute and then boom, you can just tumble down, to he was fine. I actually had Samson beat him at the Olympia.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Well, Steve Weinberger, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
He said that, I don't know where he said this, but he said it publicly somewhere. And he was saying that the issue that they have with Ramy, they saw that issue last year as well.
Okay.
But I guess they still gave it to him because maybe they thought he was still better than everybody that year.
Yeah.
But this year, it just got a little bit worse, and enough was enough.
But it wasn't just his back, though. I saw the triceps, the inner calf, the gastrocnemius, that had gone as well. I mean, those areas were gone,
Mm-hmm. The quads, there's, I don't know, something going on with the quads too.
Yeah.
There's a couple things that were kind of suspect, and he wasn't on either. So I totally understood. I don't think he'll be that bad at Arnold, so I think he'll be better. I just don't know I don't know, because it's not my body. I'm not going through it. I don't see him every day.
Yeah. But
seeing the way the muscle looks like it's atrophying in the back, I don't know. I'll be surprised if, I don't know. That doesn't look like a good sign to me.
Thing is, you had Ronnie, who kind of had his lat and his tricep, and then once the body starts to go, sometimes those things can be fixed, but other times it's just okay, you've got a peak, and then, if Dorian had gone on another few years, maybe that would have happened to him as well. And Jay, when he came back, he just couldn't recapture that there was things starting to go on the physique. And it's hard to fix, really.
The one person recently who was losing something and then got it back, William Bonac.
Yeah.
I remember a couple of years ago, his quads went down, and I'm okay, he's getting older. Yeah. He got them back, man. He got it back. So It's possible. It's possible.
I didn't see what Bonac did last year, because those two Olympias, he went down to 5th, then to 6th, and I was like, okay, he's on the downward spiral of his, he's on the other side of the hill, and then boom, he works with Chad in 5 weeks, and we see an all-time best. Bonac probably should have beat Brandon, then he won the Boston looking the best he'd ever looked. So I suppose, I assume what you're saying is the same could potentially happen to Ramy.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Maybe he makes me look stupid and wins the whole Arnold. It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, there is literally 5 or 6 guys that could potentially win. Andrew Jacked. I mean, I've seen what he's doing with Aceto and Psycho, and I already see things happening. And I know it's videos and it's just the upper body. I'm telling you, mate, I've got to look at his Instagram. There's things I've seen going on in his physique now that I've never seen before. Samson at 3-4 weeks out looks like I've never seen before, so it's going to be interesting, mate.
Oh, man, I can't wait for it. You're going to be there?
I'm not going to the Arnold this year, but I will be at the Olympia.
Okay.
Are you going?
Yeah, I gotta organize it with my friends. We're gonna probably make a road trip or something.
Cool.
It's too good to miss.
Yeah. Exciting.
Can't miss this one.
Cool. All right, mate.
Man, I can talk about this all day.
Yeah, I know, mate. I'm gonna let you go because, like I said, I wanted to get a quick update because I wanted to really sort of focus on the guys that I've been bigging up for 2023. So I would love to, because I'll be doing live stream again, commentary again at Romania. So I'd love to see you there again, mate. And I'd love to see you win it and if it's a qualifier for next year, get a nice qualification for the following year or that year or whatever. But I want to see the 3.0 because we saw the 2.0 at Tampa. I'm looking forward to seeing the 3.0, mate.
Thank you, Giles. Appreciate that.
Oh, finally, Derek, anything you want to ask?
Just one question, really.
Close to the mic, Derek.
I'm so impressed when you said that you enjoyed the journey, right, of your bodybuilding career. Yeah. What time do you get up? What time does your day start?
So right now my day starts at 7 a.m. or 6:30. So I'll usually go to the gym, do some cardio, come back home, or I'll eat a meal, do cardio, then get back home, eat another meal, train a client or two, work out, and that's usually how it starts. And it's since I've been waking up early. Before I was waking up around 9:30, and I would just get up and it's like, oh shoot, I have a client in like 40 minutes. I have to squeeze a meal in, and it would suck. I would feel terrible. Yeah. I'd rush to the gym. I'd have to down a coffee. I'd be so tired. I'd hate doing it. I'd hate the session. But now that I'm waking up earlier, like I'm enjoying everything.
That's good.
It's like you gets up at like crazy o'clock.
Crazy o'clock. Yeah, I used to start training at 6 o'clock. I used to be in the gym at 6 o'clock. That was the time I could fit everything in. So yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, excellent.
Nice. Yeah,
cool. Excellent. All right then, mate. Well, I've been with my co-host Derek here, so I wanted to get him in on because if he's here, I've got to make him ask. I've got to ask him questions. I can't. This guy's got a wealth of knowledge. So, Quint, mate, great to speak to you, mate, and have a great time at the Arnold. And like I said, I'm sure our predictions will be completely wrong, and it will be completely turned on its head. And but it's going to be an exciting one. And like I said, once again, I hope to see you on stage at the end of the year, mate, and all the best with this road to 340.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Nice to talk to you, man.
All right, then, man. I love the Canadians. They're so polite. All right, then, Quint. I'll speak to you very soon, mate.
All right, man. Peace out.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys, and it is hot news for Season 5, Episode 19 of MD Globe Muscle. And for this episode, I have a different... It's not even a producer anymore. It's a co-host, because obviously last week, if you saw, Lauren, a lovely lady, Lauren Lotter, has a mic now finally. And because Lauren is studying very, very hard for a final accountancy exam, my good friend Derek Clark has kindly stepped in to save the day. So Derek, can you say hi?
Hello, everybody. Nice to be here, and I hope to input a lot of information and talk about what's the guess what we have on screen. So watch out.
Beautiful. Now, Derek, actually, if it wasn't for Derek, I would not have this studio, because how many nights I would say we, but it was me just sat around watching you like agonizing and figuring out the labyrinth that is this studio. Because I tell you what, it's more complicated than we thought, wasn't it?
It was definitely more complicated, but when we got there in the end, with seconds to spare.
Yeah.
Seconds to spare before we actually went live, didn't we?
Oh, God. Oh, no, I'm talking about all the weeks before. And I mean, the chaos, but you pulled it all together, Derek, mate. You know, you figured it out because it was, it was tough. I mean, like I said, it was tough for me watching, so I can imagine it was tough for you doing it.
We had sleepless nights anyway. Definitely sleepless nights.
Yeah.
But we did it.
But so like I said, hot news, everything you see here is all because of this man. So I'm eternally grateful, Derek. So thank you so much. And also, Derek as well, a terribly badass bodybuilder. So, I photographed, this is, okay, we've got the camera on there, yeah. See this guy here, the guy with the huge pecs next to all the little skinny guys. This is at the 1995 British Championships at Wembley. Yeah, I know, I was there. And I took this picture when I was 19 years old. I was sat next to Kevin Horton. I had my press pass for GQ magazine. And I remember when you came out and I was like, hang on a minute, this guy's in the wrong weight class. Because you were 90 kilo, but to me, you looked like a bloody super heavyweight next to like guys who were basically 14 stone.
Yeah, 14.2.
Oh!
Yes, 14.2. I remember it clearly.
Yeah. And that was the year you did really well because you got top 6 in the NABBA Universe. And,
That's right.
You know, and the Pro-Am as well. You got some good placings. Because I mean, when I moved down here, I knew of you. Do you know what I mean? I knew Derek Clark. Do you know what I mean? I knew because I used to follow in on all the magazines, all the British magazines, and you know, you were one of the original, like, kind of, you know.
Up-and-coming stars.
Yeah, my God.
At the time, yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, when I started training at your gym, and like I said, we've been friends ever since, and here you are now producing, and also not just producing, but like you saw in the interviews with Yumon and Quint, you know, kind of a bit of a co-host as well. Thank you so much, Derek. So I really appreciate it, and it's great to have you here.
Been a pleasure.
And, and also I'll try and find some pictures of, because obviously the charity event, Unique Potential. Obviously, I bought Phil, Heath, and Brandon Curry.
That's right. And Kamal.
Kamal, yeah, of course, yeah. We brought Brandon and Kamal to your gym, and we all trained. And
that's right. Yeah,
and do you remember the night when Brandon was there? Now we were all doing like a training session with Brandon Curry, like he was at that time the current Mr Olympia. This was in March 2020, just before the pandemic.
That's right.
And I said, Derek, you're going to go train with Brandon? You were like, ooh. I said, Brad. So I literally went behind the counter of his gym and I just pushed him and I said, go and train with Brandon Curry, because not being funny, but there's probably not many opportunities you're going to get to train with a reigning Mr Olympia in your gym.
In my gym. Oh,
what was it like?
What a night! It was absolutely amazing.
It's good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a night to remember anyway. So you'll never forget. I'll never forget something like that. It was absolutely excellent, and it was excellent at the charity too. I mean, he really, really positive, and what he shared with us at the in terms of raising funds for the charity Up Unique Potential.
Yeah,
was tremendous. Same with Phil Heath. He was amazing at the time.
What about that speech that Phil did at because you basically organised, and we had the local mayor there.
Off the cuff.
Yeah, you had. There was like all these like kind of local officials and the police MPs, there and MPs and you were all waiting. And I pulled up and I remember because you were like, I think you honestly the way you reacted it's as if until Phil actually turned up at your place where you had this, the building. There was like tea and coffee and there was all these people there. It was quite a good crowd of people. I honestly, it was like you just think until it really happened. It's like you didn't believe it was going to happen.
I didn't. I was so pleased when the mayor came.
Yeah.
She came first and then Phil came, made his appearance afterwards, and it was just
great.
The crowd was in awe. It was excellent. It was excellent from start to finish.
And he reeled off like what? A good 8-10 minute kind of speech. It was a speech, but that was not rehearsed. You literally gave him a briefing.
Exactly. I just gave a short introduction, and then he just took to the mic, and it was just like
he got up to the plinth and the mic, and he just in front of all these people, and it was about his autism and one of his relatives with his brother or half brother.
Yeah, one of his brothers. That's right.
Yeah, who had autism, and he really connected with the audience, and everyone was just like, wow. And it looked like we'd really prepared it, but literally we'd shown up. You'd give him a 2-minute briefing, and he just reeled it off. And I mean, the mayor was impressed, but it was. I mean, that was a really cool day.
That was just excellent from start to finish. It was just amazing. Yeah, really appreciate it. It's just time what he said to the audience and what he said and what he brought to the table. It was excellent.
Brilliant. And obviously Brandon as well and Kamal there as well, because they came up and did the seminar, the charity seminar and everything, and obviously they didn't charge for that. There was no, and Kamal drove all the way from that, it was about a 3-hour drive, so, I put him in a nice hotel and everything, but that was the least we could do really.
Oh, definitely.
So, so anyway, let's get on with it. And I will be firing questions at you, Derek, because I do want your expertise and your opinion.
Don't forget Ronnie.
Ronnie?
Don't forget Ronnie.
Ronnie
Coleman.
Shit!
Yes.
Oh God! Hang on.
He was very supportive of that too.
Hang on. I've just remembered because I was trying to think of the pictures from those charity events back in 2019 and 2020, but they're too far back. But I've just remembered there's one I posted very, very recently. So if you can switch to the Skype screen, Derek, I will show. Hang on. This picture of us. This was in last September. There's Ronnie. There we are. That's
yes. Yeah.
This was when we picked Ronnie up. God, I put so much size on since then. Wow, I mean that was only September. I've just realised how much bigger I am. Anyway, it's not about me. It's about Ronnie and you. So this is Derek here. So and there's Ronnie we're picking up. So because obviously you've spoke to Ronnie before when we've had him on the screen.
Definitely, yeah.
When we did Nothing But a Podcast and that's in your car, isn't it?
It's in my car, yes.
Yeah.
We're out of London.
Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. So anyway, let me show one more picture. So and this was when we dropped him off at Heathrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah. So what was it like seeing Ronnie then? Meeting him.
Absolutely amazing, and he had so much good things to say about the sports and about him. It was just amazing to listen to. I really enjoyed the time, the little time I spent with him. It was just amazing.
Because we had, like I said, you were doing the driving because I was still kind of recovering, so I didn't really want to do that kind of longer drive. So you kindly helped us out with the driving, and we all got a nice hotel in London and everything. And you came to the seminar, and I just thought this will be a nice thing for us all to do together and stuff. And Ronnie, then Ronnie's got people he knows me, and he obviously knows you as well now. So yeah, he asked after you, Ronnie.
Did he?
Yeah, he asked after you, yeah.
Oh, nice.
And even though you did steal his shoes.
Yeah, I did. I did move to go to raffle off.
Yeah.
We're going to raffle off soon.
Yeah. So the seminar, look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to actually tell us about that? Because I've not mentioned that anywhere about the shoes.
The shoes?
Yeah, go on, tell the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
The story was I was in Ronnie's hotel room and I asked him, I said, Ronnie, listen, can I have something to raise money for my charity? And he says, what do you want? And I said,
Yeah.
Well, I want something. I said, I don't want a T-shirt or anything like that because people can buy a T-shirt. And he took off his shoes and he says, Derek, you can have these shoes. And he signed them.
Yeah.
We've got the video of him signing them. So we're going to raffle them off. Hopefully, it's going to raise a lot of money to start our charity up, which is Up to Unique Potential, looking after kids from 18 to 25 with learning disabilities. So hopefully, I hope you all guys, when we go out live with the raffle, that you do buy your tickets and support the charity. Thank you very much.
So he offered you the shirt off his back, and you took his shoes.
I took his shoes.
And have you seen how big they were? They were like flippers.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
bloody flippers. These shoes. Yeah, that was good. Because that was one of the things I was kind of looking forward to when I was kind of holed up last summer. I was going to see Jordan Peterson, and then I was going with you to go see Ronnie. And I hadn't really seen anyone all summer, so one of my first outings was just getting, you picking me up, driving down to Birmingham, picking Ronnie up, taking him down to London. There we are. Look. And then and just having an amazing time, and then obviously dropping him off at the airport, and just like I said, just getting to chill and drive with Ronnie, and just like mates hanging out, So have you seen this video?
I've seen it.
You've seen it. Yeah. So
fantastic.
It was good. And there's they see the one of Brandon in the background. See the I'm pointing to it. The one of Brandon Curry there. See look there.
Oh yeah.
That was the one they had done for Brandon Curry, and then when Brandon was there, he was stood up on the dumbbell rack signing it.
Oh right.
So and the one the big one of Ronnie in the entrance has been there I think 10 years.
Yeah.
And he said Andreas Mitchley, the owners of Zone Gym in North London, said he'd always wanted to get Ronnie to the gym personally to sign that wall. Yeah. Because it's the first thing people see when they come in, because it's a really popular, really busy gym in London. What do you think of the gym?
I thought the gym was brilliant, hardcore. Love it. It would remind me of my gym, but obviously he's put a lot of effort and time into putting that gym together. It was excellent.
Nice, wasn't it?
Really good job.
Nice. Hang on, there's a picture of you coming up. God, looks so skinny there. Yeah, look. It's Big D. Yeah, and Andreas in a nice restaurant in a vest.
That was
shorts.
lovely. Good food and all. It was excellent.
It's nice, wasn't it?
It was a really good night.
Yeah.
Really good night.
Like I said, I went there also. Andreas took us also there when I took Brandon Curry there in 2020. So, yeah, I was outside. That was, I think, Ronnie trying to get him on the bottle of wine. He likes his wine. He's like me. So, where there was a picture of you. I had another picture of you as well. Hang on. There's another picture of you as well. Oh, no, that was my mistake. Anyway, so I've completely gone off tangent there. Yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up anyway. So there's some nice pictures of you as well. So, so anyway, we're going to go quickly into Yumon Eaton, obviously had in this episode. What was your impressions of Yumon?
Yumon was just amazing again. He was so, knowledgeable about the sport. He knew what he was talking about, and especially when he was speaking about his coach. And, it helps bodybuilders to know that you really, when a coach is, what a coach is there for, to obviously give you guidance, but really to motivate you, it's down to yourself to put in that time, put in the effort, and listen to the guy. Now, when you see Yumon, is it Yumon his name?
Yumon. I call him Yumon. I mean, he calls me Giles, so
he's just a classic.
Yeah.
I mean, let's bring him up here.
Hang on, let me try and find a better posing video because you're not that familiar with his physique. But let me find a really nice shot because he did really well at the Indy Pro last year. He got fourth. I said third. He got fourth, and then he won the Legion Sport. So hang on, that would qualify for. He's qualified for either last year because he wasn't in the Olympia. I'm thinking, is he qualified for the Olympia? I didn't hear him mention that. Sorry, guys, just had a bit of a computer thing, but it's okay. It's okay. So he just kept me back in. So Yumon, what we say about Yumon?
Well, just going to put up some pictures about him.
Sorry. There's a pretty good. He's got really good quads. I like his quad separation. So this was when he was prepping. So how many weeks out was this? Oh, it doesn't say.
Look at that.
Yeah, nice physique. Very nicely balanced.
Yeah.
His back.
Small waist. Excellent. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, it's a very short video. I'm trying to find. I want to show you some of the back shots. Here he looked really good. Look in there, looks really good. That was at the Legion Sport because I recognised the backdrop. But so he said in this one, he said this was where he came in fuller and he did better. But he said he came in very dry and shredded for Indy. But for this one, he came in fuller and technically he did better. He got first place, not fourth. But then again, obviously it's different. You don't know who you're up against, so maybe that look of the 212 at the Indy, I don't know. Maybe it would have, but personally, I do prefer the dry look. I do
definitely. Look at he's got a lovely sweep on his quads. Look, tiny waist. Oof.
I like the striations there on the quads. There.
Oh
Detail, God. Like it's cool. It's cool. We'll show one or two more. Also, so let's have a look at. See, I like the. That's very Vince Taylor, isn't it? Like kind of the
Vince Taylor legs.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness me.
Yeah. Looks good. Nicely balanced.
Lovely tiny waist.
Yeah. Hang on, let me show if there's a video here. So let's have a look at him. Here we are. This is more like it. Okay, here we go. So, see what he means by the small joints, the small knees.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good there.
Wow.
Looks really good there.
Yeah.
So, this is him as a 212. So, I mean, I think he could probably be on stage in open, maybe 225, 230. See those traps? See what I mean by his traps?
Yeah.
Got crazy traps.
Yeah. Oh, good thickness in his back.
So,
looks
good.
That.
He's not quite as sharp here, actually. He was a lot sharper at Indy, but he won this one. So maybe the competition wasn't as stiff, but I think he looks better from the front fuller. Like in his front shots in this show, he looks better, but I think from the back, he definitely looked, in my eyes, he looked more impressive as a 212.
It's different. His traps. He's got a good width on his back.
Yeah.
Well, that just enhanced with his tiny waist. Oh,
look at his neck.
Yeah.
He's got a massive neck as well. Massive neck.
212.
Yeah, he's 212. Yeah, because I mean, there's some of these 212 guys. They're packing some size, mate. I mean, the guy we had last week, Brian Balzano. I mean, that guy is a monster for a 212. Guys like Shawn Clarita now competing as open. What's your take on guys like Clarita? I mean, have you been following the Arnold Classic? How do you think you'll do? 178 pounds.
170.
Yeah, that's all he is. But thing is, if you work out the height, do they say like £10 an inch?
Something like that, yeah.
So if he's 5'1", Ronnie was 5'11", Ronnie was 278, and Clarita's 178, you can see why people say he has the same level of size for his height.
Muscle.
Yeah.
Muscle. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So, I want to get your take on the Arnold Classic as well. I want to see, who you're rooting for and who you're sort of, who you think maybe will really, really kick ass. So, I think he must have done No, he didn't do Masters. It's not Masters. No, this is the 212. Yeah, this was the 212. Yeah, the Legion. So, because I recognize this guy on the left, this guy here, I recognize him. Right, okay then. I'm gonna look at one more picture, and any. Let me know if there's any pictures you want to stop on, Derek. I only said Ron then. I tell you what. It reminds me of Johnny Jackson there. Do you think? Yeah. No. You're squinting. You're squinting, Derek. I could see. Yeah, it looks good. I think I'd like to see him as an open, because he's obviously having to suck it right down to make 212 now. Do you think?
Yeah.
To the mic, Derek. Go on.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the screen.
Yeah. It's tricky because you're actually looking at the screen on that laptop there with the capturing. You're switching and you're trying to talk to the mic. So I realize because I know that women are better at multitasking. But come on, Derek, you gotta step up, mate. So he's with Dragon Farmer as well. So he said they really look after him. So, like I said, we are more than happy to give guys like Yumon as much promo and publicity as possible, and as possible, because like I said, he really did. He messed me a lot when I was in hospital, and I really did appreciate that. It was very kind of him. So, there's the trophy there. Look, the One Legion.
Yeah.
Cool trophy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a nice trophy.
Superhero theme. Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
That's good, doesn't he? Yeah, he's got crazy traps, isn't he? There, what were you saying about rear delts, Derek?
Love the machine. Yeah. Yeah, certainly got some. Yes, definitely some rear delts there, aren't there?
Yeah. Stay close to the mic, please, Derek.
Traps.
Bring the mic closer to you. Don't bring the mountain to Muhammad. Muhammad must go
to the mountain.
Yeah, the other way around. They are. That's better. That's better.
Right.
I want it glued to your chin.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you think it looks good? Yeah.
I think it looks brilliant. Yeah.
That's a nice shot. Look at that one. That's cool, isn't it? That's cool. I like because I like Shawn Roden. I like balanced physiques. So I like
I like his shoulder width. You see.
Yeah.
I'm looking at his shoulder width, and he's tapered down to his waist, and
look at his traps. What is going on there, Derek? What's going on there, mate?
They are whales.
Wow, what's that? Look at the lines there. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Yeah, there's some weird alien under his skin there. So, So like I said, looking forward to seeing Yumon Eaton back on stage.
Definitely.
Yeah, back on stage later this year. I think he said he's got one more year. Not sure about the beard. One more year as a 212, and then I think we'll see. But 5'8", I mean, he's destined for the Open, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. How tall are you, Derek?
5'6".
5'6". So you'd be a 212.
Would I be a 212?
Well,
5'5" and a half.
15'2".
Well, yeah.
What did you compete at last time you competed at bodyweight?
It was about 15 mark. Actually, it was about 14.10.
So yeah, you'd have been. Is that 198?
Yeah, something like that.
No. Hang on. 14.10 is 208. 14.10. 14 is 198. 196. 206.
206.
Yeah, so you'd be a 212.
Yeah. Oh,
come on, Derek, come back.
Oh wow. No, I'm not coming back.
Come on, we'll sort your pro card. We'll get you in the 212. Get you, and then you can be a backstage buddies with Yumon.
No, it's all about maturity now.
What? Oh, okay. Look at that. What's going on with his traps?
What's going on here? Weird,
aren't they? I've never seen.
Look at the hang on his back.
Derek, I've never seen traps like that.
No.
Wow. I bet he has to really fight to isolate those rear delts. Okay. Wow. Right. Anyway, we're gonna, like I said, we want to, wish Yumon all the best.
Yeah, wish him all the best.
Yeah. So, and he was a great guest. It was nice to talk about different topics as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was a nice guy to meet.
Cool.
Nice guy to meet.
Cool. All right, then we're going to go on to Quinton Eriya. What was your take on Quinton then? Because, I mean, at 27 years old, I mean, this guy's just got the world at his feet, isn't he?
You know,
Look at that. Did you see what I meant though when I said like he's like, I mean, it hasn't got the back yet, but did you see what I meant about like a 6'2" Lee Haney? Do you see it?
Yeah.
That, like,
yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, and again, the small waist, the nice sweep on his thighs. Look at that side. Oh, look at the side chest.
Nice pants.
Yeah.
Pass me the avocados.
Wow.
What did they feed you? Coach says jump. I ask how high. And now he's obviously been prepped by Matt Jansen, who preps Shawn Clarita. Very, I think he's prepping Nick Walker as well. So he's a very high profile coach. But 27 years old. I mean,
27.
Thing is, he's just under 6'2". So think about. I mean, look at that. I mean, that guy's frame could take a lot more size.
Definitely.
But I mean, I think it's funny. Thing is, he kind of needs to fill out the upper body, but there he just looks like he's got no room left. Right.
He looks. That's well packed. His muscle packed there, isn't it?
Yeah,
definitely.
And he's a nice kid as well from Canada.
Oh, lovely guy. Lovely guy to talk to.
Well, I bumped into him a few times at the Olympia. Like I saw, it was only a few weeks ago. And I said to him, my God, this is by far the biggest I've ever seen you. Hang on, let's look at these pictures. So how old is he here? Pics are dated 2015 to 2017. Who's this guy? Buff boy. When I was 19. He's 19 there, Derek.
Oh, wow.
That's Quint there. And what do you think of his Instagram name, Quint Beastwood?
It's good.
It's cool, isn't it?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
So even there you can see the guy at 19 years old has got... This guy's good, man. Bloody, I mean, it's funny that when you think, I mean, the thing is, in your, like the day when you were like in the 90s and stuff, think about some of the juniors were coming from the UK. Ian Harrison from your gym.
Ian Harrison.
Used to train at your gym.
Train at my gym, he did.
What was he like?
He did. Oh, crazy freaky legs.
Yeah.
It was very good. He's a good friend of mine, actually.
Yeah.
He's a good friend of mine, and I know he's doing well in America.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I wish him all the best.
I like Ian.
Yeah.
I like Ian. I remember when I saw him at the day before, or the morning of the British Grand Prix in 1995.
Yeah.
And he was, when they used to come on, they used to go to the Fort Crest Hotel because I knew where they'd be in the morning because they'd come in from another country. Mm. And it was Kevin Navrone, was it Dillette, I think was there, Dillette, I'm trying to think, 95, Vince Taylor was there. And all the competitors were coming off the bus, and basically because I knew Ian, I'd met him a couple of times as when like at store appearances and stuff like that. And he said, so what's going on with this? That was the year Nasser El Sambati put all that size on, and then obviously Nasser. What was Nasser in that Olympia? Was he third? Yeah, I'm sure he was. Kevin Navrone was second. Dorian was first. Kevin Navrone was second. I'm sure Nasser was third, but he'd really supersized from the year previously. And I said to him, because that was obviously in the days when we didn't get to see any pictures yet, because obviously we hadn't seen the magazines didn't come out till like October, November, it was before the internet. And he said, I said, so what's going on with this NASA guy? I said, I heard he really pushed Dorian. He says, Giles, from the front, he made Dorian look like a little boy.
Wow.
That's what he said. That's what Ian said. I was like, little boy, really? Because obviously Ian did the Olympia. That was the one Olympia he did in 95. Yeah. So look at Quentin. The thing is, you can see, even look at the structure, the X frame, and he's got good legs as well. Quint, 19. So this is 8 years ago.
8 years ago.
Yeah, he's just been.
What he's done since that.
Yeah, let's have a look at. I mean, Texas he was a little bit flatter, but I mean, this was him last year. He looked slightly better at Tampa. I will say, he looked slightly better at Tampa. He was. Look at that, the aesthetics.
As he says, if he brings up his upper body, right, to match them legs. Because them legs are just outstanding. Yeah. Right? Well, if he brings up his upper body, and I know that's what he's working on. Yeah. He's gonna be, a real contender. Yeah. Definitely. Oh, he does look small here compared to he definitely looked fuller at the Tampa show. It was only a couple of weeks previously, but I mean, you can just see the shape and the structure and beautiful lines, really look at nice that. Lines. Can you imagine him with a back like Lee Haney as well? Oh, he could get it. He's 27. I mean, like I said, most guys aren't even turning pro till mid-30s. That's right. That's right. So, but he's got good calves as well. Yeah. You've got good calves. He's got the right mics, and mindset. I was listening to what he was saying in his interview, and he's got the right mindset to do it. So watch this space.
Yeah,
watch this space.
Yeah, it looks good. I like his physique, and like I said, I said to him, I said, mate, you are really, guys like you are really the future.
Definitely.
Because think about, I mean, by the time he's 30, think about where he could be, because he's 27 now.
If he's made that transition from 19 to what he is now, when he hits 30, wow.
His calves.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Oh, look.
Let's be fair. A lot of black guys don't have good calves because they have technically, genetically, like sprinters' calves.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. But let's think about some black guys that have had really good calves. Vince Taylor
had some really good calves.
Quint. Can you name any others? Come on, you must know some. Any pros? I'm struggling actually. Aaron Baker.
Oh yeah, Aaron Baker.
Yeah.
Back in the days, yeah.
He had good calves. Yeah, very thick calves. They were freaky. They were very thick and very dense.
There's not many, is there?
No, there's not. There's not
many.
And thing is, this guy's got really good quads. Could you imagine if he had? I mean, if he had legs like this, and then he had like genetically inferior calves. Imagine that. It would ruin his whole flow, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But his lines are good.
Yeah. Nice physique in it. Let's find another video.
Definitely.
Hang on.
Like to see him when he hits 30.
Yeah, incredible. Hang on, let's have another look. It's all Texas. I want to see Tampa because I think when I think it was his side chest he hit at Tampa, he looked absolutely phenomenal. He just really, you can tell he just peaked really well with the carbing up and the drying out. And but like I said, when he fills that chest back and everything, like a couple of years, he's gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
Definitely.
And I like him as well. He's a genuinely nice guy.
He is.
And here we are, Tampa. So you can see he looks a bit fuller here. See? He's a bit thicker and...
Yeah.
See?
The legs, okay.
He looks 10 pounds heavier there, doesn't he? Then he does it... The previous video I showed you was at Texas, which was a couple of weeks later. So he obviously... I mean, the fullness, the condition, the separation...
Yeah.
It's quality in it.
Quality. Got the lines in his legs, everything.
Thing is, like a couple of years, like guys like him, Samson, Andrew. I mean, you're not very familiar with Andrew Jacked. I'll come to him in a minute because I want to get your opinion on Andrew Jacked. But just think about, like I said, where he could be in a couple of years. Guys like that. And thing is, I like to see. I think there has been a lack of tall guys in the pros. So to see guys this good over 6 foot,
6'2", isn't he?
Yeah, he said he's just under 6'2",
just
so
under
like
6'2".
It's like 6'1.5" or whatever. But he towers over me, and I'm 6'1". So, yeah, like I said, I really rate him, and I'm rooting for him because, like I say, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
And this is Tampa. This is Tampa again. Oh shit! Oh bollocks! Oh, come on! Here we go. Yeah, it's Tampa. That's Akeem Williams, and who's the guy on the left?
That's Kamal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay close to the mic, please.
Yes, Kamal. I'm trying to squat.
I know. You're trying to do both, aren't you?
Yeah.
I tell you what, though. I mean, I know it's makes bloody Akeem look small there. Well, I wouldn't say anyone makes Akeem look small, but I mean, he's not. This is a guy at the relatively, kind of at the starting stages of his career. But this was Kamal who got.
You see, I like Kamal. You see, I've always liked Kamal's physique. It's
beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
He was 220 here, 220. So there he is. Look. I mean, there's Akeem. That's Akeem Williams on. Let me just zoom in a bit. That's Akeem Williams on the right. There's Quint here. He's probably like 26 there. Kamal at 51. And then you've got Phil Clayhar on the left, who I'd imagine these two guys, Phil and Kamal, will be going head to head at the Masters Olympia.
Right.
Because I know Kamal wants to do it, and I know Clayhar, he definitely said he's doing it. So these two will be going. I mean, Kamal is a little bit ahead, but you don't know what can happen between now and then.
No, you don't.
Because if Phil Clayhar thinks he's got a shot at an Olympia title, he may be just going to throw everything at it. And because that wasn't the best Phil Clayhar, but he's really good.
But Kamal is the type of guy he don't take competing lightly, does he?
No.
He when he comes out with, all guns firing.
Tell you what though, Clayhar. I mean, I've seen Clayhar slightly better than that. He was at Texas the year before. He was third, behind Steve Kuclo and Ian Valliere, and any of the top three could have won it. And I'm telling you that Clayhar's another big, tall guy as well. He's about 270 on stage, huge back, great conditioning. It'd be interesting to see him and Kamal going up against each other again as well, because like I said, different sorts of physiques, both masters. I think Clayhar he's about 48 or 49, you know, and he's only started competing a couple of years ago, so he's fresh, you know, so he could really he could probably do well, you know, in the Masters Olympia. I'm sure he'll be one of the front runners. That's a nice picture. Like that. Look at that. Kanye levels of self-belief. Yeah. Wow. Well, yeah, you can't. Yeah, Kanye West got a lot of self-belief. So anyway, do you want to any other pictures you want to look at, Derek, or any videos you want me to click on, or I look at is eating having his cheat meal there. Where'd you like to go for a cheat meal?
It's got to be Nando's.
Nando's, yeah. This is where me and Derek usually go on a Saturday. We go to the steakhouse in the nearby town Bradford, or we either go for Nando's and eat all the chicken in the place.
That's right. We do. We love it. We love it.
Yeah. So yeah. Right. Okay. Then that's all I want to show on Quint. Like I said, he's fully into his off season now. Looking forward to seeing him back on stage.
Definitely.
Later this year. I would love to see him back again at the Romania, because he said he had a very good experience there in 2021, because I was at that one as well, doing the live stream commentary, myself and Lauren. And so it'd be interesting to see. I think that would give him enough time to really get up to that 340 and see if he can make these kind of improvements that he made last year. But like I said, he's one of these guys, he just has to make slow, steady improvements. I don't want to see him blow his lines. I don't want him to blow his physique, you know? He's doing everything right. He's 27 years old. He's improving every year. So, and this is the guy I was telling you about, Derek. This is Andrew Jacked. I'll show you some more of this guy. This guy is taking the bodybuilding world by storm last year. He won the Arnold Amateur in Columbus. He won that. He won the overall, got his pro card. He then went to Texas and won that. Then he went to the Arnold UK. He won that. And then basically went to the Olympia and got 8th place in his first year.
In his first year?
Yeah.
Top 10 in the Olympia?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, and his condition's still not been like bang on. So he's already won his first 2 pro shows and 8th in Olympia. So there you go. Yeah, you got to just move the trackpad. That's what you got to do. Instead of the password. I'm not telling you the password because it's very rude. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, right, okay then. We good?
Yep, good.
Yep, good. Okay, then I'm going to go to Bodybuilding Without Borders, because I just want to show a couple of kind of updates. There's, like I said, there's not a lot been going on really, apart from just the Arnold Classic. So it's the final few weeks. So progress pictures still are coming out. Progress videos are still coming out from the top guys. I'm very much looking forward to seeing one of my favorites, William Bonac, because like people keep writing him off, Derek. Why do they keep writing this guy off?
You cannot write this guy off.
He had one bad showing at the Olympia, took 9th place, was very, very flat. But I mean, you should have seen him last year at the Arnold's and the Boston. He looked absolutely incredible. So what's your take on William Bonac, Derek?
You know, he's one of them classic bodybuilders. He's absolutely phenomenal line. And I don't know, you know, if somebody says they're going to write him off, I don't think they know what he's talking about. Look at the back. Look at his back. Look at the back detail on that.
So that's him now at 3 weeks out. So I mean, he never comes in off condition. It's just sometimes he does tend to come in, like a couple of times at Olympia when he fell to 5th and also 6th. He just comes in flat, and it tends to come off his chest and back. Right. But you'll never see William Bonac out of condition. It's never happened once. Never. If anyone can find me any pictures of William Bonac off, then I'd like to see it. I mean, actually in terms of conditioning, because you can always guarantee that William Bonac, it's just whether he comes in nice and full, like he normally does. So he's like literally like this. He's full and he's bursting and everything's popping. But I mean, I'm a huge Bonac fan. Had him on 2 weeks ago. Had him on the show 2 weeks ago. Derek.
Fantastic.
He's awesome. You're in awe of his pictures, aren't you?
How old is he?
He's 41 now.
41.
Yeah. Still a baby.
Yeah.
And you know what I like? I like these little, what's that, Derek? What in your experience, what is that? Those little lines where it looks like the skin's tearing. That's not what is it? Have you seen that? He said it's genetic. He said even in the off season he has it.
Wow.
What is it? You've never seen that?
No.
Wow, okay. Never seen that. Have a look. It's crazy. Look at that. See the little where it looks like the little lines.
Yeah.
It's not veins, but it looks as almost like the skin's so tight. It's
So
like
tight,
it's
yeah.
it's like tearing. But so I mean, there's guys that there's a lot of fans saying that William Bonnet won't be top 5 at the Arnolds, and it's like he won the Arnold in 2018, he won it in 2020, he was second last year.
I think he'll be top 5.
Yeah.
I think he'll be definitely the top 5.
But also on the other hand, you've got Ramy, you've got Shawn Clarita, you've got Samson, you've got Nick Walker, you've got Andrew Jacked, you've got Kamal. I mean, you can see why people could be forgiven for not, if they think he's actually starting to stumble now. I mean, I'll be honest, he's not going to make the same mistake twice that he made Olympia.
Chance.
He's not
No
going to do
way.
it for the Arnold.
No
So
way.
he's going to look better than the Olympia.
I think he's gonna surprise a few people.
Yeah, I do.
I do.
But to write this guy off when
You
had...
couldn't write him off.
Yeah, I mean, he was,
Never write him off.
I mean, he's not injured or anything. He just came a little bit flat for the Olympia. And people are just, like I said, just writing him off. I'm not going to show this. Let's have a look at a picture of Samson. I'm not keen on these pictures. No, I want to show something. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at the back. I want to show something else of Samson. It's not, like I said, there's not much really going on apart from the Arnold Classic. So that's really pretty much what everyone is kind of prepping and gearing up for now. There's Mike Summerfield. I saw this guy turn pro in London back in 2018 in March. He took 5th place. Was it 6th at Olympia? Hang on, 6th. He made top 6 at Olympia in the Classic. I think he was 5th place. He's just won a pro show, I think 2 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago, so he's already qualified for this year's Olympia. So this guy's classic. What do you think? He's German. Impressed?
I'm speechless.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, he's prepped by Neil Hill as well.
Is he?
Yeah, prepped by Neil Hill. Yeah, so... But, great physique.
Got a
So...
big future.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's just finally started getting his condition right.
Yeah.
And now he's moving up. So, like I said, he's top 6 Olympian. I'm sure he's 5th place. I'm sure that was right. I'm sure you can correct me in the comments below, guys. Now, I want to show... Okay, it's not on his Instagram, but it's on Milos's. So let me go to that, because I know we keep bringing up Samson every single week, but he keeps doing stuff that bloody shocks us. So here we are. Let's have a look at Milos's Instagram, and then I'll show you this video. I showed you this before, Derek, and I know you've... Right, look at this. I mean, this is Samson now at 3 weeks out. And Derek, he's close to 300 pounds there, mate. Like, what do you think? Like... I mean, have you ever seen, in all the years you've been involved in the industry, have you ever seen a bodybuilder close to 300 pounds this aesthetic?
No. How tall is he?
He's like 6 foot tall. Yeah, he's big. Yeah, he is 6 foot. And look at the chest. I think, like last year, I said to Samson, I messaged him this morning, and I said, Samson, last year I said that you needed to bring up your chest. A year later, you have in my opinion, you have the best chest in bodybuilding. It's like, I mean, and like now I'm saying, he needs to, like a few months ago, I was after the Arnold, I said, maybe you need to bring you back up a little bit. He did for the Olympia. So you can't really count or bet against the guys that just keep improving. Do you know what I mean?
No way. I'm just... look
at that. Look at the chest. Look at that.
Oh, man.
I mean, to me, that's what a Mr. Olympia should look like.
Yeah, definitely.
Innit?
Definitely.
I'm not, no disrespect to Ramy or Hadi Chupin. I mean, obviously they were the rightful winners, but I'm telling you, this is what I want to see as Mr. Olympia. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it. And he's got and this dryness and separation, because I said to him, look, the one final piece of the puzzle I felt for your physique, Samson, as I said to him this morning by texting him, I said was Bonac or 98 Ronnie Coleman level of separation. And I think he's achieved that now.
He's there.
And he's got to drop water, and he's got 3 weeks to go.
He's going to blow people's mind.
He is, isn't he?
If he comes in tight and hard, he's going to blow people's mind.
The thing is, I think, because a lot of people felt that he should have beat Ramy, because Ramy was 5th, Samson was 6th. Look at that. Look at the aesthetics. I mean, even the way he angles it like a classic guy.
Yeah.
Have you noticed?
Yeah. Yeah.
But look at that. It's just, I mean, the separation is quads there when he's barely flexing. Hang on, look at these. Hang on. Yeah, look, the feathers. Look, the feathers. Hang on, let me zoom. Oh, shit. So, but I'm an aesthetics guy and also a size guy. And I tell you what, Samson for me ticks every box.
Look at the details across his shoulder and his
yeah,
chest.
it's nice, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Lumps, just awesome.
It's like old school bodybuilding, but brought in,
what I like. That's
but
what
with
I like.
but with the size of today, isn't it?
That's what I like.
You know, I mean, can you imagine if Samson up against like Lee Haney in the mid '80s, looking like this? Crazy, isn't it?
Got to get him over here.
Where?
Of UK, man. I've got to
Who?
Samson.
Samson.
Yeah.
He lives in the UK.
What does he live in?
He's been here. I put him at the Shipton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took him to Legends. I took him to Legends last March.
How come I missed him?
Oh, Derek, come on. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I must have told you. I think I told you. Let me check my phone. I did. I brought Samson here. He was in the studio. I told you. Was it right after the Arnold? I think it was right after. Yeah, it must have been right after the Arnold. He came up in end of March before I went to Sweden.
Well, get him up again.
Yeah, because he came up because he had this new beautiful BM, and I think he also wanted a chance to give it a proper stretch on the road on the motorway, and you know, because I mean it's a beast of a car, beautiful car, and I think he kind of went, oh, go on, then I'll come all that way, because I went down to see him,
right,
and I filmed him training and stayed at his house, and and I think he wanted to reciprocate, you know, which was nice of him. So yeah, he was up here last night, fantastic, and every time I interview him, he's just absolutely brilliant. Look at that. It's quality, innit? Quality. Look at that. And he's kept the waist nice and small. Do you know, even when he was up at 330 pounds in the off-season, still had a 34-inch waist.
34-inch waist?
His jeans had 34-inch waist. So his waist didn't get bigger. Everything else did. Crazy, innit?
Crazy.
I mean, yeah. I just think even if you're a new school bodybuilding fan or an old school where you like the Samir Banu aesthetic type, you know, that kind of, you like the Frank Zane, you can still appreciate someone like Samson, can't you?
Yeah. Oh,
crazy, isn't it?
I like how he poses, and it is like a classic. He poses like a classic physique, doesn't he?
Well, have you seen where he tilts the hips? Ready. When he tilts the hips, ready. They are, and he leans on the one leg. See that he knows how to present his physique.
He does,
doesn't he?
He does. He knows how to project himself.
So anyway, yes, like I said, I wanted to show that because it's becoming almost comical now, because every week I bring Samson up in hot news as breaking news, because he keeps posting stuff that blows our minds. It's been happening for months now. I mean, there's rarely an episode of Global Muscle where we don't bring him up. So anyway, I want to bring you Andrew Chinido, but he's known as Andrew Jack. That's like his nickname, but everyone knows him as Andrew Jack. But I want to get your take on this guy's physique. Now, here's another guy Samson was 6th at Olympia. Andrew Jack was 8th at Olympia. And they say he's like a 6'2" version of Flex Wheeler. What do you think? You're looking in shock there, Derek. What do you think? Look at his shoulders.
He was 8th?
He was 8th at Olympia, yeah. Yeah, he's about 290 on stage.
So there's more pictures of him.
Yeah. I've got loads. I've got tons. Yeah, that nice physique, innit? Oh. I mean, this guy turned pro at the Amateur Arnold last year. Then he won his first 2 pro shows. He won the Arnold UK in Birmingham last September. You know when we picked Ronnie up? The day before, he just won the Arnold UK. That's why I asked Ronnie to do. When in your car, I put the phone on Ronnie and I said, "What's your take on Andrew?" Because Ronnie had seen him the night before, and he said he needs to fill the back out. Hang on, where's the video of him? Oh, here we are. Look at this, because his side chest last year was weak. Now look at it. Look at this. See what I mean by old school physiques? Yeah. You know, the big full chest and
full.
It's good, doesn't he? He's working with Chris Aceto now and a trainer in California called Psycho Fitness. Chris Psycho Fitness, they call him. He was the trainer of Sean Roden. Nice physique, isn't it? Look at the tiny little waistline, flat stomach, big thick bumpy abs.
You know, that's what I like to see. I like to see a tiny waist.
Yeah.
I really like to see a good tapered from the shoulders down to the waist.
It's good, isn't it? This is the best condition I've seen him in. I think even better than when he was on stage in his shows last year. I'll show you a couple of stage.
What's his legs like?
His legs are good. His legs are really good. Hang on, this is him at the Olympia. They are. Look. What do you think? Look at that. And the front shots are devastating. I mean, his front shots are incredible. Look at that.
Yeah.
There you go. And he just jumped into the Arnold Classic. It was a couple of weeks ago. He basically announced, because they bumped up the first place prize money at the Arnold Classic from 200k to 300, because they wanted some bigger names. Andrew Jack jumped in, Big Ramy jumped in, and Nick Walker. So it's made it a really interesting show. As you can see, you can get a little bit drier.
Yeah.
You know? But, I mean, that video I just showed you of him posing, he's sharper in those videos than he is here. Don't you think? Yeah? What do you think?
Yeah. I was just looking at his legs when he was
see,
his legs.
He's soft here.
I can see. Yeah. He's a little bit soft, but I mean, he's got the muscle. He's got the muscle though.
He's 6'2", you know.
He's got the muscle.
He's 6'2".
Yeah.
He towers over everyone at the Olympia. I mean, he looks like, I mean, you've got to see, I think he's one of these guys, you have to see him in the flesh. I mean, that's how, I think you can really grasp just how impressive his physique is. I mean, look at the midsection here. Look at that. Oh, good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it? Yes, sir. That's what he says. Let me show you. His posing routine was really good at the Olympia as well. Maybe I'll show you a little bit of his posing routine. Yeah, I don't want to put the music on. Yeah, look, it does the splits as well. So I was sat right. Hang on, I've got the arrow. I was sat down the right in the second row, right behind Michael Jai White, the actor, and Shawn Clarita, who was watching. He obviously just won the 212 the night before. So yeah, really nice physique. And like I said, he's 39 and he's just done his first year. It's his second year of competing ever. So he only did a show a couple of years ago. So, but this is his first year in the NPC in the Pro League. Well, sorry, his second year now. Look at that. Look at the front shot.
That is fantastic. It's
nice, isn't it?
Yeah. That is fantastic.
But, yeah, it was no but. It's just incredible.
What are these guys eating, man?
A lot of chicken. A lot of Nando's. Have we just seen that one?
Must be.
Yeah. Hang on, let me show you. Yeah, there's some couple of shots. And do you know this guy is? That's Lee Labrada's son. Hunter Labrada.
It is.
Yeah, Hunter Labrada. There's Samson there. So Samson is just squeaking ahead of him at the moment, but they're going to be both on stage at the Arnold Classic, and I can see already that both these guys are going to be improved.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. That's all I'm going to say. And I said to Samson and said to Milos as well. I said, if he can just stay ahead of guys like Andrew Jacked, you know, he's going to be doing well, because this guy is he's improving fast and he is hot on his tail. Do you know what I mean? I mean, he's a big dude. I mean, he's like he's another near 300-pound guy on stage. Incredible. Beautiful shape, beautiful structure. Just needs to get a bit more back and tighten up the back shots. And he's, like I said, he's going to be very, very, very tough to beat, even at the Olympia.
He's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah. So a couple more pictures there. He's a big dude, very strong as well. He picked up the 330 gold dumbbell. There's a famous dumbbell that's gold plated. Yeah. 330 pounds. Yeah. And there's a video of him somewhere on here repping, doing 6 reps with it. So, but I like him as well. He's a cool guy. And we interviewed him with Ronnie, because Ronnie wanted to interview him for the Olympia. Yeah. Because Ronnie really rated him. You know, he said, let's get him on. And so I kind of hosted it, and Ronnie interviewed him. So like I said, that's this is another new talent coming into the Pro League, and Psycho Fitness is absolutely destroying him every day. Look, this is Chris here. This is Psycho Fitness. Psycho Fitness 21 is his Instagram. But he's really killing him now. So his Psycho Fitness has got a new project there to work on. Maybe he can do what he did with Sean Roden in 2018. Wow. So so these are the new breed, Derek, coming up.
They're definitely new breed.
Yeah. So I want to show you.
It's going to be interesting. Anyway, it's definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah. I want to show you this video I was telling you about earlier on with Ramy, because you used to have one of these at your gym. One of these upside down leg presses, and I said,
press.
I mean, I used to put like 2.5, 3 plates on it. It felt heavy, and look what Ramy's got on. That's the Panatta one.
Yeah, mine was the Watson. Give Watson a big shout out there.
Old school.
Watson gym equipment, excellent machine.
I liked that machine. I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked it. But your iPod falls out your pocket.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
When you're when you're doing the upside down leg press, it always falls out. There. But lucky, I mean, he's properly moving that. Like, I think he gets 8 to 10 with this. I mean, how many plates is that? Like, how many is that? So this is Ramy now at 3-4 weeks out. I'm guessing maybe this wasn't recent. Yeah, well, it has to be recent. Yeah, 3 weeks out or something.
Wow.
So there you go. So Ramy, I spoke to Chad Nichols as well, and Chad Nichols is very, very. He said everything that could have gone wrong with Ramy at the Olympia did go wrong, and we're going to fix it for the Arnold Classic. And Ramy's going to be looking a lot better than he did at the Olympia.
Don't write him off.
You can't. Well, he's a 2-time Olympia, mate.
Yeah.
You know,
don't write him off.
Crazy. So, but you know, I mean, like I said, he's going to have some stiff competition.
Yeah.
Samson, Andrew Jack, Shawn Clarita, Nick Walker, who won it in 2021.
It's definitely open.
Yeah.
It's definitely open.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any one of them guys can take it.
Yeah.
Any one of them guys can take it.
Yeah. So, right, okay then. I'm going to go. I'm sorry?
Strong dude.
He is strong. Yeah, very strong. He said to Ronnie, he said, Ronnie, I'm like you. He's Mr. Ronnie, kept calling him. Yeah, he was on the studio in here. And he said, Mr. Ronnie, he said, I'm like you. I like to go to the gym just to lift heavy weight. And yeah, he's a cool guy, Ramy minds. He's really nice. He's a big teddy bear. He's a big teddy bear. So, yeah, the last thing I want to show quickly, a bit of self-promotion here, is myself and lovely lady Lauren Lotter are going back to Sweden. We've been asked back for some bizarre reason. So we're going to be going back with Ashkan Agili, who we did the live stream commentary for the NPC Sweden show last year and the Iron World Open Regional. Yep. There was a couple of shows kind of together. Yep. And then Lauren joined Ashkan on the female divisions, which gave me a bit of a break, get some lunch and have a little mooch around. And then the male classes, myself and Ashkan put the headphones on, and then we basically just did the live stream commentary for that. So we're really, really excited to be going back. And also, this is the show by Gasp. So this is good friends of mine. Obviously, you know, I mean, what do you ever see me in when I used to come to the gym?
Gasp training gear.
Yep. See, it's true. I'm,
absolutely fantastic. Nice, good quality gear. Yep.
So
I did like them.
So yeah, so like I said, we're going back. So we're really, really excited about this to go back in April. I'm most excited just to go back and see my friends at Gasp. Because the whole Swedish team, the NPC Sweden lot, the Gasp people, I mean, I've known some of them for since 2011, and they're really, really good people. They're really nice people. This is when I tell you about the stinky fish challenge? When I ate the stinky fish?
No, go on.
No, the Sturströmmen?
No.
I'll show you the video later. It's if you've seen it, there's a fermented herring or something.
Right.
And it's quite expensive. It's quite hard to get hold of. Uh-huh. And then when anyone new comes into the team, Brad Schwarren was with us, Martin, Fitzwater, Johnny Jackson. No, Johnny Jackson wasn't with us. But Keon Pearson, Ivana Vucic, some pros, 212 figure pros. But Brad Schwarren was there with us because he's part of the Gasp team. Yeah. And we all went to one of the directors, one of the guys who works at the company. We went to his house, beautiful house in Swedish countryside on this island, just off this island. On a nice day, he takes the jet ski, jet ski to work. So when it's sunny, he puts his backpack on and he'll take the jet ski because he pulls up on the jetty to work. So anyway. So they do this. Anyone's new to the team, they do this. You have to do the initiation. Challenge. It's like the initiation. Yeah. So I did it, and it doesn't taste as bad as it smells because the smell literally has you gagging. It's disgusting. It is freaking disgusting.
But it tastes all right.
Well, I wouldn't say it tasted all right. It's disgusting, but it just tasted salty. Okay. But you've got to get past the smell. I mean, they put it in like a taco pita thing with some salad, and I was like, well, once you get past the smell, it's like you're over it. You know. But I mean, why anyone would eat that is beyond me. Like, it was disgusting. so yeah. Anyway, yeah. So yes, like I said, we're really excited to be going back, and myself and Lauren will be doing quite a lot of live stream this year. We're getting, I think we've been asked to go back to Hungary twice, Romania. Doing the Masters Olympia in Romania in August. Right, yeah, so looking forward to doing that one. And I forget, there's a couple of others. I think there's another one or two with Sweden, with NPC Sweden as well. So we're going to be jetting off, doing this live stream because we really enjoy it. And I think we're pretty good at it as well. We're very enthusiastic, and we do follow the sport very, very intently, as you know, if you watch MD Globe Muscle. So,
Have you got anybody coming over here this year?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I know. I did have two in mind, but I have I'm sat on it at the moment.
Okay.
I've not made any decisions. I have had conversations because Derek is obviously referring to the Olympia All-Star tours that I do. I did the one with Brandon Curry, Ashley Coltwasser, Phil Heath. So I don't know, but I will need to make a decision very, very soon. Lauren was actually on to me about it the other day.
So we need to watch this space then.
I know. It's. Thing is, once you go on them, like from having the idea to having Phil Heath fly over to Newcastle, to picking him up from the airport was 6 weeks. Yeah. So I booked the whole tour. I booked everything, did all the promotion, everything. I literally did everything. So it can be done in that. That was my first one as well. So it can be done, and that tour was a big success. Yeah. So the thing is, I want to do multiple countries.
Oh, right, okay.
So maybe we could do something with Sweden or Romania or one of these other countries like Spain or Portugal, like I did with Brandon. But I do. In answer to your question, I do have a couple of people in mind.
Good.
So a couple of very, huge names. They have to be because we want them to draw the most amount of people because they're a big financial commitment as well. Yep. So and it's a lot of work, a lot of stress. So we want to make sure that they're a success basically.
100%.
Yeah. So okay then, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of MD Global Muscle, episode 19. Yep. Okay. And big thank you there to my very good friend Derek Clark for helping. I'm trying to think whether you're a producer or a co-host now, but I think you're a bit of both.
A bit of both.
So but thank you so much for your insights and your help, Derek. It's been really good.
It's been a pleasure being here. Yep, loved it.
Because like I said, Lauren is studying hard for her. So we live together and I'm seeing her for 45 minutes a day at the moment because then she'll be a fully qualified chartered accountant. Oh, yeah. And the final exam is the really big one.
It's the big one.
Yeah. So it's, so she's a lot
of stress.
Yeah. So I didn't, to be filming all day on and off on a day like this, I said, I'll see what, maybe Derek will save the day. Super Derek will flying in his cape.
Oh, came in with my cape.
Yeah. Okay, guys. And also, do not forget to check out the latest issue of MD. I've got a lot of writing this week for the following issue. So I've got I won't say because it's top secret. Yeah. Right. Okay then, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and please do not forget to hit the notification bell and to like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Okay then, guys. Thank you for watching MD Global Muscle. Thank you for supporting. And ladies and gentlemen, with Derek Clark, we are out.
Bye.